A night in with MauLer and the drinker, getting trashed with the web screen thinkers. A cheap night cause I'm feeling kinda thrifty, got a 10-pack of beers and a bottle of whiskey. Hop up the cork, have a glass of wine, as they'll say, I'll be fine. Trouble walking in a straight line, but pour me a Pinot Noir. It's open bar with our hosts, MauLer and the critical drinker.
Well, hello everybody, welcome.
Hello.
Hello. How are you, MauLer? How's it going?
Oh, wonderful. Had myself a nice sleep before this because I'm on normal time.
Of course you are, yeah. Yeah.
Though, I mean, I'll be more explicit about it with you probably on Sunday when we're recording the thing. But I have reason to be in good spirits, as I'm sure you know what I'm referring to.
Are you going to consume some good spirits to celebrate?
Yeah, Monday probably.
Okay.
Become my stream day now.
Yeah. Oh, it's good to hear, man. And I can't wait to hear more about it. But yeah, we are here. Welcome everybody for Open Bar 164. Great to have you all here. And we have an interesting movie to talk about tonight, but we'll leave it just for the time being until we brought our panel in. Before we do begin with that, you want to hear some facts? Some pointless facts?
I do. That's literally the only reason I'm here. I'm going to leave once everyone comes in.
Me too.
We both drop out. Okay.
Good luck, guys. So, stuff that happened in 1964. It was a big old year for the Beatles. Beatlemania swept the US after their appearance on the Ed Sullivan Show. It's what really launched them in the US and got them off to a pretty damn good start, I would say. Muhammad Ali becomes world champion and changes his name to Muhammad Ali from Cassius Clay, which, I think that's a good change. Sounds a lot better. I think that guy's going to have a good future ahead of him as a boxer.
Never heard of him.
Got some mild skills, that's all. Yeah. Also, in movies, Sidney Poitier becomes the first black man to win an Academy Award for Best Actor for his role in The Lilies of the Field. So, kind of interesting to think the amount of time that the Academy Awards have been going. It wasn't until 1964 that an African-American first won an Academy Award. So, yeah. Or at least, Best Actor anyway. I think they've been supporting actors for the girl who was in Gone with the Wind. But yeah, that was the first time they got the prestigious top-level award. In terms of inventions, you got the first ever picture phone. It was AT&T who invented it. And it was made public at the New York World's Fair, which is kind of wild, right? If you think 1964, right? Phones even back then would have been relatively like a bit of a novelty still for people to have them in their homes. And then they're like, boom, now you can have a video phone. You can
we're in the future, see?
Exactly, yeah. It would be several decades before it became really commercially viable, but the technology did exist even back then. So it's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think with stuff like this, I'm always surprised by how far back things actually went. Stuff that you think, oh, that probably belonged to later decades, and it probably wasn't popularized until then, but it did get invented way earlier, which is kind of cool. Also, LCD displays, liquid crystal displays, were invented for the first time and trialed in 1964. Again, the technology didn't get used widely in watches and stuff like that until later decades. But again, it was a thing that now existed. And as far as Hollywood goes, biggest movie of the year was Mary Poppins by far. Took in $31 million, which was a big old chunk of change back then. Goldfinger was number 3. So the Bond movies were in full swing by that point. And they were coming out every year back then. You couldn't imagine that now.
Yeah.
Now you get about 15 years between Bond movies. It's great.
The thing about what are we supposed to do? You killed him.
Yeah, exactly.
So funny.
We should talk about that actually tonight.
Yeah.
Interestingly, 2 Bond movies were in the top 5 for that year because From Russia with Love, which had come out the previous year, it was still in cinemas by the time you got into 1964, and so it was like a holdover. But yeah, it cracked the top 5 even then. So it shows you how successful it was. Other movies that came out that year, Doctor Strangelove and Failsafe. So 2 movies about nuclear war, which is kind of interesting. You also got A Fistful of Dollars, the beginning of the what the fuck is it called? Yeah, the Dollars trilogy, and Zulu, which I think that makes you a racism now if you say that's a good movie, but I think it's fucking awesome.
I guess we're
superb
racist.
film.
You know, sometimes you just have to accept the label.
Sometimes you just got to embrace it. Yeah, in terms of famous people who were born in that year, we had Keanu Reeves. That is the year that gave us Keanu Reeves. Also Russell Crowe, and it's kind of wild to think they're the same age.
Well, has anyone actually seen Keanu Reeves' age? I'm not sure it's a thing. I don't think he has yet.
Hypothetically, he does. It's funny, right? His beard is the source of his de-aging powers because, you know, if you see him in like the new Bill and Ted or like the new Matrix movie when he doesn't have that to cover up things, yeah, you can kind of see.
I think it was the thing was it was like a quote of, you know, how many more John Wicks would he do, and I think he was saying like, I don't know how many more because I can't even really move very well. It's just like, oh shit, yeah, I guess he's that old. Fucking hell.
He's taken a lot of knocks in his career as well, which probably doesn't help.
He's
but yeah, we also
got entertainment.
Yeah, we also got Sandra Bullock that year, which again is wild that she's the same age as Russell Crowe. Courtney Cox, Nicolas Cage, the absolute legend that is, Famke Janssen, Laura Linney, and Monica Bellucci, and Marissa Tomei, actually, Aunt May herself.
Sandra Bullock and Keanu Reeves same year, huh? Speed, eh?
Exactly.
They're born for it.
Yeah. But that's our pointless facts out of the way, and they were truly pointless this time, but I did like them anyway. But I think it's about time we assemble our bar. What do you think?
I think that you're correct.
Okay. I thought you were going to say something else. Yeah. No,
I mean, what more can I say when you're just right?
You just went, I think the correct, and then just stopped.
Oh, that's not what I said. That's StreamYards. I'm going to sue them.
Okay. I think that's right. But anyway, I think that's correct. But let's bring them in. We've got Nerdrotic, Metatron, and DarkHour. Welcome, gentlemen, to the bar.
Greetings.
Yeah. Metatron, it's great to have you here for making your debut on the open bar, man. It's great to have you on.
My pleasure. Thank you for having me.
I did say when we were talking about this, right, that like I'll try and find a time to bring you on when we've got some like really cool historical movie that we can talk about, and you can like share your expertise on that as a historian. And then what do we have to offer you? Ruby Rose getting mad at Sydney Sweeney.
That's fine. I'm good with it.
This is the state of modern culture.
A tale as old as time. Another girl getting mad at another girl.
Yeah. I'm going to start with, I don't know if I would classify it as good news or bad news. It is news, however. Alien Earth, that show that we all loved for its mind-bendingly complex storytelling and its intelligent characters and its great writing. It's been renewed for a second season. I bet you guys are thrilled to see the further adventures of Queen Retard and her team of idiots. I mean, how? How is this happening? I love how it's described as well, because this is in Variety. They're talking about this. Alien Earth serves as a TV extension of the Alien film franchise. No kidding. It debuted on FX back in August to strong reviews from critics and audiences alike. Did it really?
Did it now?
I mean, I guess if you filter out all the bad stuff, there must have been at least one good one in there.
I mean, sure. I guess like the bought and paid for critics will shill for it because it's a Disney product. And
it was the Andor Alien. That's what they said after watching the first episode. And then we had the Disney cycle of streaming where everybody's crazy about it in the first couple of episodes and they hated the ending.
Yeah.
It's like it's happened before.
I'm trying to figure out the exact point where I checked out of it, or, you know, I kept watching it, but like I just lost all faith that it was going to be a good show. I think it was probably somewhere around episode 2.
Romulus did the same to me. I tried to watch Romulus, and then I got bored halfway through. I was watching it with the wife. Everything was orange.
Yeah,
among other things. Orange.
But this is the thing. We're told like, oh, the Alien franchise has never been healthier. The Predator franchise has never been healthier. And I don't know how to describe them. It's like, if their metric is just people are seeing them, then okay, they're like this horrible, like hollowed out husk you know, where like on the outside, I guess it seems to be superficially doing okay because they're making stuff in that universe. They're making like a bunch of new Predator movies. They're making like Alien movies. They're making, they've got a sequel to Romulus on the way. They've got these TV shows. But there's no heart inside it anymore. And more importantly, there's no brains inside it either. It's like a nothing burger.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how you make a sequel to an intraquel. How do you do that? How do you make a sequel to a movie that's 1.5?
They all have they're all like their own
as well.
Yes, it is.
They're their own, like they're like little like mini continuities within the larger universe. It's kind of like what they did with The Mandalorian. Like that's an interquel between the different like Star Wars trilogies, and it's now its own little universe of idiocy.
Not that I have any sympathy, but they were kind of trapped in the best aliens, right? And then they make a whole bunch of sequels, and then Ridley Scott's like, all right, I'm going to go before, make a whole bunch of prequels. And then the next guy's like, well, where do I go? It's like you go in the middle. It's not been done before.
Well, wasn't there a bunch of time? Like they'll just put it in a little bit more of the time. It'll just be 1.6, 1.7, 1.75. They'll just keep going that way. You know,
Alien 33 and a third.
Yeah.
I like this. Hey man, here in Croatian newspapers, critics praise the new Predator movie like it's the best in the franchise.
Oh my gosh.
Sounds like you're getting the same news from America.
Rated higher than Predator. That old movie. That's stiff, you know.
It just shows like there's no limits to the amount of reviews and critical praise that you can buy if you've got the resources for it. And it's just wild when you see Trachtenberg's Predator movies like Prey, Badlands, all at like 95, 96%. Even Killer of Killers as well. Yeah, that's like way up there in the high 90s. Really? Is it? Like,
makes
what's
it
your metric
useless
for a good Predator movie?
Yeah, it makes it useless to even read those.
Yeah.
Apart from entertainment, I guess.
It's literally just so they can slap it onto like their advertising and say like, certified fresh by Rotten Tomatoes. Because it's still, you know, in the industry itself, it's still considered a real benchmark for quality. You know, if Rotten Tomatoes certifies it fresh, there's a lot of weight behind that. There shouldn't be, but there is.
And that got completely messed up. Not that it was great to begin with, but with Captain Marvel, as you know, so they made fans have to jump through hoops and prove they went to the movie to do the audience review. But for critic reviews, that's why you always got to click that top critics, which will be poisoned as well. But they have surrounded the top critics with sites you have never heard of and will never heard of.
Yeah.
Just so it can pad those numbers. And I forgot what movie it was, but a movie got busted paying people like $50.
Yeah, that was the price of their creative integrity, wasn't it? $50.
And you don't even have to pay that. They overpaid. These people are willing to sell their integrity for a gift bag or just access to a screener, right? So that's the cycle. It's going to be broken. Like nobody really. You have to see it in the zeitgeist, right? So if you see other people and other friends talking about it, then it's real. But you know, they complain so much about AI. Well, they have been, you know, shoveling shit at us forever. That's complete bullshit. So we don't know what's real anyway. It's just going to make it worse. But it's like they brought it all in, and the reason this sphere exists, the one Grace Randolph loves so much, is because of people like her. And people were like, man, I got out of that movie and that sucked. And all these critics are saying it's the greatest thing ever. You know, like when I walked out of The Force Awakens and I just thought I'd had my time and I was taking not even crazy pills. I was just like, oh, maybe my time has passed and everybody loves this movie and I'm not, you know, and it turns out that everybody didn't love it, you know, and it turns out that it was fool's gold. It certainly made a lot of money. And it was all based on everything before. But now we have, there's too many corporate critics, and they all pretty much say the same thing over and over again. We catch them in that all the time. There's a keyword, right, Drinker? There's a keyword that with certain movies, like, you know, that will catch them. Like The Eternals was a different Marvel film. Remember how many times we heard that?
It was diverse.
Lives,
it was
saving
diverse.
lives.
Yeah.
Yeah. There was one that was like, it's heartfelt. Yeah. Like, I know
Yeah.
exactly what you mean.
Shang-Chi was a triumph, wasn't that?
Yes, a triumph.
A triumph.
A triumph.
Yes.
Stunning
I
and
like how
great.
you take the piss out of that, Gary, to this very day. Like, anytime something comes up about like Simu Liu or Shang-Chi, you're like, oh, but your movie was a triumph, right?
It was a triumph. So much so it never got its sequel, and he's been diminished. That like it's obligatory that they have to put him in Doomsday.
I'm sure everyone's going to be in Doomsday.
Dude, every character in that movie is obligatory.
Yes. Doomsday is obligatory.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Man, I tell you, it's been nice to have this little period without any Marvel movies. You know, we got Fantastic Four out of the way. I mean, it was probably the least bad of the three, but like that was it. And then we've not had to deal with any more since the summer. And it's been kind of nice to have that break, you know?
Yeah. You can go see other things like Pluribus or Frankenstein.
Running Man.
Tell me about Pluribus before we go on to Running Man. I'm trying to put this off as long as possible.
Oh, sorry. Okay, I'll be quick with Pluribus. It's Vince Gilligan who, like, the guy's earned my respect. So I'm going to try anything he does from his X-File days. And of course, he's the showrunner for Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul, three of the greatest shows ever made. So fine. Crazy concept. Don't know how they're going to be able to get multiple seasons out of it. But it's got Ray Seahorn, who was in Better Call Saul, and she's great. And essentially, it's the most miserable woman in the world has to save humanity from a virus that creates a hive mind of super positive, optimistic people. So
okay.
It's an alien virus. It's alien in origin, but it's really old. So it's a signal that's been sent out for a long time. Humans replicated the virus and it got out.
Is she immune or?
She is immune. She is immune with some other people, not many. Most of there's a lot of other stuff that I'm not going to spoil, but that's the general concept of it. The first episode is you're not going to know what's going on, but it's great. It's really freaking good. So that's how you do Mystery Box.
And is it done like as a serious like mystery, or is it like a comedy, or what?
It is a little of both.
Right.
It is a little kind of in the sense of X-Files and Better Call Saul. Like there's some really serious stuff going on with
a combination.
Yeah, but there's an X-Files concept, but it has levity. Like there's funny. There's moments you will laugh. You're like, what the hell? So it's Invasion of the Body Snatchers without the Body Snatchers a bit.
It sounds like do you remember, Gary, the season 4 finale for Angel, when everyone's happy and nice?
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it sounds like the World's End, where it's like everyone gets replaced by like the robot things that are just like, you know, just
it is a body snatcher archetype for sure.
It is.
Yeah.
But with Vince Gilligan dialogue and storytelling, which is, upper tier.
Yeah.
So it's very much an Apple TV show, like a really insanely weird contest. And I like
Apple TV. Like I hate to say it, but like generally what they produce is usually quite interesting, and they don't make much, but they put a lot of effort into it.
They do, and a lot of it tends to be sterile, kind of like just really. But at least they're trying. They're putting a ton of money into stuff, and they're trying to do something different. And they are more HBO than HBO is now, for sure.
Yeah.
But so far, I mean, I've seen 2 episodes, so I don't know if it's going to be good. It's a crazy concept that I don't know how you get multiple seasons out of, but for now, I'm intrigued.
Fair enough.
Cool,
yeah.
Cool.
There's a couple of big super chats that came in, and I think they were kind of relevant to what you were saying there as well, but Frankenstein particularly. Blankface says, here's my hot take for the internet, but I was rather disappointed in Del Toro's Frankenstein. William spelling out the theme to Victor felt amateurish for such an accomplished writer like Guillermo del Toro. Elizabeth's character was pretty lame. The monster was too sympathetic. And there are actions here and there that undermined the movie's themes. Even the visuals had problems. All scenes with the boatmen looked fake, and many scenes had that horrible Netflix sheen over what's were in real life beautiful sets. Overall, I'd give it 5 out of 10.
Disagree.
I think that's being super harsh on that.
That's really harsh. Yeah.
I saw it in the theater, and the only dodgy effects were the animals. But other than that, the sets are freaking magnificent. 10 out of 10. Hard to.
And I think the monster is meant to be sympathetic. It's a tragic,
it's supposed to be
anti-hero almost.
The when the wolves showed up and like run after a couple people or whatever, I was kind of like, no, but at the same time, I was like, well, they're not gonna have actual wolves, you know. So like, you know, in a sense, I was like, come on, Guillermo, give me a practical wolf animatronic that runs after someone. You can do it.
Screw animatronics, just get real wolves. Come on, what are we doing here?
I mean, get some real wolves, pussy.
Yeah, you should let yourself get eaten by one. It's fine.
Yes.
It's for art. It's an art project. You should get eaten for art.
For sure, yeah. What was this one here? Yeah. Hello, panel. Drinker, nice review of Dispatch. Isn't it nice to have capable, ordinary male hero and likable cast in a superhero setting? Who did you choose, if not a secret? Also, nice to see Gary, DarkHour, and Metatron. You guys rock. Cheers.
Thank you.
Thanks. Yeah, Dispatch was a lot of fun to play through. And in terms of who I chose, it was Blonde Blazer. Not for any particular reason. Like I said in my review, I honestly struggled to choose between them because I liked both of them a lot. It was just Blazer was like more obvious in her interest for the main character, and I wasn't sure where it was going with Vizzy. So I chose her instead. But like I say, I would have been happy with either of them. They're both really good characters. And yeah, nice fun game. I liked it.
That's the game where you play through like the life of a superhero, right? Or like
not so much well, kind of. You're like an Iron Man type character, so you're not super powered, but you've got like this suit of armor, but it gets damaged.
I like it.
You don't have the resources to repair it, so this company approaches you and says like, "Hey, if you manage like a superhero team, send them out on missions and stuff for a while, and actually get them whipped into shape, we'll pay to have your armor repaired, and you can get back into the fight."
Oh, okay.
So
I saw it pop up on Steam, and I didn't really know anything about it.
Is it on? What's you? I didn't see it on Steam. I just looked.
I only saw it like 2 days ago. It popped up. I didn't, and I was like,
it's just called Dispatch.
You did a review, Dispatch.
Yeah. So like, as in like a police dispatcher or whatever.
Maybe I'm just retarded.
But yeah, I think you'd enjoy it because it's not like you need to have like superhuman reflexes for it or anything. It's just a story-based game, really. It's kind of like those choose your own adventure games,
like
Telltale.
The
Telltale. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I heard someone say it's like Telltale. Yeah.
I think the company that made it, like, it's some of the Telltale employees. They went off.
Sounds kind of fun. Sounds kind of neat.
I think
I like Telltale.
As a comic book guy, you would probably appreciate it. And it's got Aaron Paul in it as well, which is kind of neat.
I know that guy.
Really good voiceover work.
As long as there's no doors, right, Gary?
As long as there's no doors, man.
He has conquered doors now. He's okay.
Yeah.
One of the bigger problems with the industry, so many games have doors. I don't know what it is.
Why can't you just merge through walls?
Exactly.
They're actually difficult to program, by the way, since I've been trying to learn Unreal Engine for a year. It took me 2 months to learn how to open a freaking door, like writing the code. 2 months.
You're in good company, man. Then. You're in great company, actually.
And that's the easy version. Like, you push a button and it opens. I didn't even do any of those things you get into the new Resident Evil when you can kind of control how quickly you want to open. I haven't got a clue.
Yeah.
You do that.
Door magic is what it is.
Yeah.
There's Arc Raiders. I can't see what. I should probably do this when I'm not live. Sorry. I can't find it.
I feel like I want to help you get through this one.
I can't find it, but I'll find it. I'll play it. Yeah, that sounds really cool.
Okay. Yeah, you should stream yourself. Give the people a show.
Man.
Yeah.
That's doing another thing. It's pretty tough.
Gary, you should stream Gollum. Never done that before.
I will stream again. A game.
That sounded like a threat. I will stream again.
I will.
That. Okay. I've tried to put it off, but I guess I should jump into it. So MauLer and I have both seen The Running Man tonight. And yeah. I don't know.
Start with like the original, just real quick, is a real fun, neat movie, but I guess isn't a very faithful adaptation, but it's what everyone knows The Running Man to be.
Here's the best way I could equate this, right? You know how Stephen King wrote The Shining and Stanley Kubrick did the adaptation of it, and it was very unfaithful to the book, but it was one of the greatest horror movies of all time. Then Stephen King, like 20 years later, made his own like TV movie version of it, and it was an absolute fucking disaster. That's kind of what you're facing with The Running Man. It's like it's much more faithful to the book, as far as I understand it, but it's a terrible movie, and it absolutely wastes Glenn Powell as a leading man. It is slow. It's ponderous. It wastes Edgar Wright's talents. Like, I don't even know what they were going for with this one. Like, you know how he's known for his snappy editing and his quick pacing and the razor sharp dialogue. None of those things will be found in this movie. It is like
the dialogue's notably shit. I was very disappointed.
Yeah. So yeah, it was an absolute slog to get through, and it is not a short movie either. I think it's well north of like, was it 2.5 hours?
Really?
I think so.
The first one's only like an hour and 35 minutes.
A lean and mean 1980s action flick, and I'll tell you, man, I have got more respect for that movie now. When I see how they took the source material and adapted it into like a nice snappy action thriller type movie with sci-fi elements that moves along at a fair clip. It's got plenty of stakes in it. The main character, you understand exactly how he ended up in this predicament, and it flows nicely. This movie does none of those things.
I'm not going to say like Running Man original is perfect or anything, but man, the amount of times Glenn Powell is just bailed out by the plot. Yeah, just throughout the whole movie, every time something difficult happens, they'll just be like, "Don't worry, this incredibly lucky thing happened," and you're like, "Oh, okay."
I like armor plot overuse.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, 100%.
Plot armor, sorry, not armor.
He is shot at throughout this movie by so many different guns, and just no bullets will ever hit him. They'll always hit all around him. It's just like
Stormtrooper aim, got it.
Like MauLer, like probably a good encapsulation of all the problems in this movie is like the segment with Michael Cera when he goes to that guy's house and he's like this doomsday prepper. He's living with his crazy old mum who's like senile and stuff, and she really wants Ben Richards to fucking die. Like, she absolutely hates him. And they've got an alarm like built on their wall, so if they hit it, it'll alert the corporation that's hunting for him, and they'll come and like try and arrest him, right? So she wants to hit it, and the son stops her, and then he hits it himself, and he's like, "We've got 4.5 minutes before they get here." How does he know that? Don't fucking know. And then, I kid you not, an entire SWAT team arrives within 20 seconds and starts shooting at them. Well, how did they get there? I don't know.
You've kind of gone over the part that I think is the worst about that. It's like the writing's so pathetic. They enter the house, she's there. They overtly and explicitly show you this moment where she's just like, "I hate the guy on the TV," which is the main character. And you're like, "Oh, okay." And then he's like, "Whoa, isn't this going to be a problem?" Michael Cera's like, "Nah, she's basically deaf. She's not going to do anything. She'll never know. It's fine. She's crazy old and hates you, but it's fine. Don't worry about it." Next scene, "Oh no, she's gone crazy. She wants you dead, and she knows you're here." It's just like, well,
I suppose we should go back a little. Let's rewind it a little bit, right? So you guys probably know the plot of the original Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, right? And it's something broadly similar to begin with, right? It's like a dystopian future where everyone's poor, and they entertain the masses with these blood sport type TV shows, right? And there's like one where they have a fat guy running on a treadmill, answering questions until he gets them wrong, and then he fucking falls off a cliff or something. Anyway, the top of the tier is The Running Man, where you win $1 billion, whatever that equates to, I don't know, in this new world. And Glenn Powell's character volunteers for it because his kid's sick and his family's got no money and all the usual stuff.
They remind you like 1,000,000 times.
Yeah.
"My wife and my kid. I'm doing this for my wife, my kid, my wife and the kid." They even flash it on screen when someone, I think Josh Brolin mentions his wife and kid, and they just show an image of it. And I was like, yeah, I know, movie. Like, Jesus. Yeah. Which is crazy for Edgar Wright because he, the Cornetto trilogy just believes in the audience's intelligence,
And you know what? I'm going to also say I think the original movie did a better job.
I think so too.
Putting Richards into, because he's not really volunteering for it. He gets like cajoled into it because he's been framed for like a mass killing of people that he didn't do. And it actually it really makes use of like the media manipulation and like AI deep fakes even back then, like in the 80s. It somehow predicted that shit. But anyway, like he was forced into it. This guy volunteers. And instead of the original game where you were turned loose in this sort of wasteland and you had to survive for the night, basically. It was all shown live. This one is a fucking drawn-out month-long affair where you have to survive for 30 days on the run. You can be turned in or you can be reported by any member of the public. So if a member of the public sees you, they can call the corporation or whatever or raise the alarm. And if you get caught, they get like $1 million or something, so that everyone's got an incentive to like report you. And you can't just like hide in a fucking hole for a month, because you every day you have to record a 10-minute tape and send it to the network to prove that you're alive and like give some kind of clue about what you're doing, so that they've got some sort of update.
It's a little
Obviously,
Hunger Gamerish. It's a little Hunger Gamerish.
But it's just like a really boring version of it, where
Yeah,
like
like
he's walking
what
through
Drink is
city
highlighting there
streets.
is the thrust of it gets really awkward, because every once in a while it's just like, well, settle down time. I'll lie down. And she's like, oh, yeah.
Anytime it gets difficult for him, like, because he spends his first 3 days just holed up in a nice hotel. Like, he puts on a fake mustache and goes into the hotel and just checks himself in. It does nothing for like 3 days. So, yeah, fucking thrilling stuff. Then he has to go on the run because they find him. It turns out they obviously know where he is at any time because they can track him. And it's just, they literally spin the game out for ratings. Like, they could kill him anytime they want. There's like 3 runners. They always pick them based on certain characteristics. So there's going to be the useless guy who gets caught within the first couple of days, the wild card who just like kind of self-destructs and maybe lasts a week before they go out in a blaze of glory, and then the final guy, as they call it, who's like the actual good guy who might make it to the end, but they obviously make sure that he never actually will win. But it's just, it's so slow, and like every time it's getting fast-paced or like overwhelming, as MauLer says, the plot will jump in and save him, and another like family or another resistance guy will take him in and like give him another bit of plot exposition and keep him safe for a day or two, and then off he goes again. And it's just so fucking dull and meandering, and you've no idea where it's going, and you don't really care. There's no sense of urgency really to it, which is weird. The stalkers that you had in the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie, you know how they were these big like gladiator types, like larger than life personalities, like fucking guy who throws like lightning bolts, or a guy with a chainsaw.
Sub-Zero.
Yeah, these guys are just like generic soldier dudes. Like, there's nothing to them. They're just guys with guns who just follow you. That's all it is.
It's really boring.
Well, yeah, they based the original ones a lot on, like, at the time, pro wrestling personalities, just to the extreme. Like, Jesse Ventura was in it, so that makes sense.
Yeah. The better choice.
And yeah, like, I feel like Glenn Powell is a pretty good actor. He's a pretty charismatic leading man, but you would never know it from this movie.
Yeah, what I mean is like the script wastes him, but you can tell he's giving a performance that you're like, oh man, could have been cool to see him in a.
You're watching a good actor having to say really shit dialogue.
Oh no,
he's got nothing to work with.
So, guys, how is I'm about to go see this in a couple hours. So who writes the script? Is it Edgar Wright, or is he just hired gun directing?
I will tell you.
And how is, like, you brought it up earlier, MauLer, the Cornetto trilogy is a masterclass in editing.
Yeah.
Like, use of time and editing. All 3 movies are just brilliant.
I just want to acknowledge that the chat is
here.
doing a great job with bringing up all of the puns that he does in the first movie. I think that should be acknowledged.
So good.
Here is Sub-Zero, now Plane Zero.
Plane Zero.
Edgar Wright he co-wrote it with Michael Bacall.
Do you think he's just had
Scott
his time,
Pilgrim versus
MauLer?
the World?
What was that?
Do you think he's just had his time?
Yeah. I think I'm coping if I say anything else at this point, because I adore the Cornetto trilogy. They're 3 of my favorite movies, so it's almost impossible for me to say anything bad about him. But at this point, it's gotten a bit ridiculous. Baby Driver, I thought, like, has the editing and the sort of the filmmaking of the Cornetto trilogy, but not the characters, not the story. So it's like, okay, you have to wait. Last Night in Soho, I thought was pretty damn bad. Again, editing's really solid in that film, but I kind of hated the story in that. Scott Pilgrim was pretty good, but again, the problem is just like, oh, the man, that's actually ages ago. And then it's like, what has he done recently? And it's like this.
I actually like Scott Pilgrim, the movie, way more than I like the comic at all, because I hated the comic.
The movie was fine. It was pretty fun. But yeah, like MauLer was
I don't know what's
saying,
happened to him as a storyteller. I don't know what's going on.
It's like all of the life and energy that he brought to the Cornetto trilogy, like, has been sucked out of him. You know, and it's like he had no interest in doing this movie and he was forced into it or something. That's what it feels like.
It's like the difference between American and British cinema, though. I feel like that's really what it is. It seems like all the good stuff that comes from mostly is from his British days, you know, and then when he comes over to the American side, it maybe it's I would assume it's probably studio interference, a lot of that.
I mean, it could be like there's no tone to it either, right? Because obviously his forte is like fast-paced comedy, but with dramatic elements that, like, you know, when they do decide to get serious, you can really get invested in it. Here it sort of meanders between like trying to do like goofy comedy scenes and stuff, but then dead serious, like, my family's just been murdered and I'm gonna like fly a fucking plane into this building to kill myself. Like that's how extreme it goes between the two. But neither of them feel earned, and neither of them feel like he's committed to either of them. Like it just feels like, well, that's what the script says I have to do, so there we go. But like, there's no thought for how that works emotionally or anything.
It's especially weird because you said it's slower, so you'd think that there would be more setups as opposed. So that I'm guessing that there's just a lot of dead space between plot points. That's basically what
there's
saying.
A lot of like just
filler.
There's filler. There's a lot of like exposition, but it's really like inefficient, and it takes ages to get it done. Like that whole segment with like Michael Cera's character and the bunker that he's supposed to get to, it's all ultimately pointless. He doesn't go there anyway. Yeah, and like I still don't understand how he's able to bluff basically bluff his way onto the plane by pretending he's got a bomb that's going to blow everything up. So that they give him like a hypersonic plane that can get him anywhere he wants, and obviously,
well, and you know, like it's been said, but you know, like weapons, Josh Brolin was like really fucking good in that, and he's playing dad basically. That's as far as the character really needs to go. He's in this, and he's the, you know, crazy leader of the company, the network head that's gonna, you know, he's basically churning everyone's bodies to bone in order to make, you know, as much money as possible. It's like, oh, there's plenty of potential there. It's like, I could have forgotten he was in it. He's just kind of there.
Really?
Yeah, he's pretty forgettable, and like he's playing Killian, like, but he doesn't have any of that. Here's the other thing, right?
Running Man, the original, is made by Richard Dawson.
He's great in the original.
Yeah.
But because you know what made that work as well, like it was still presented in the format of a game show where like people are being given board games and stuff as prizes, and like it's all like happy clappy and very like upbeat, but there's like gruesome murders taking place on screen. Here though, it's like people are encouraged to like swear and scream and get angry and stuff. Like when they bring Glenn Powell out, like, to give his last words before he gets put into the game, they're like, yeah, fucking like go for it, you know, really scream at us, let all that anger out. And it's like, no, you're missing the point. Like in the original movie, it was that weird contrast of like a happy clappy game show that happened to be ultra violent, but here you're trying to bring all of that into the audience section of it as well. You're missing the satire that made the original movie work really well.
One of my favorite moments in the original is when, I think it's the first, like, you know, Hunter is killed, and all of the game show like hosts and the audience are all really sad, and it's just like this horrible moment. It's like, no. And then they run like the obituary and they celebrate the person when they are, in contrast, just horrifying monster people. Like it's a really, you know, fun sort of understanding of like how they lie, basically.
Yeah, because again, in the original, right, the audience gradually warms to Ben Richards, right, and and they begin to support him. People start putting bets on him and stuff, but it's a gradual process. Like public opinion starts to turn in his favor. In this, right, they are able to digitally alter you. They can deep fake him whenever they want, right? So he might give some impassioned speech. Yeah, he might give some impassioned speech on the audio tapes, or like the fucking weird drone things that follow him around, saying like, you're being lied to. This corporation is like keeping, you know, people divided, all that stuff. Then it'll just deep fake him into saying like, yeah, I'm going to blow up this building and kill everyone in it. I hate you people, and I eat puppies and stuff. And they can do it anytime they want. So throughout the movie, everyone hates him and everyone wants to fucking kill him. But then when the plot decides it's time for everyone to warm to him in like the last 15 minutes, public opinion completely sways in his favor.
That's nonsense.
Everyone thinks he's died when the plane gets blown up. It turns out he's ejected. He becomes suddenly like this national hero, and it starts like this uprising that takes over the TV studio and then allows him to come in and kill Josh Brolin in a weird, like
It's
almost
so
like
lame.
Yeah, it's lame.
It feels
as
like a
fuck.
dream sequence.
Yeah, I don't know how to describe it. It's just like the dumbest, most ham-fisted way you could do this kind of story. And I can't believe I'm pointing to a 1980s Arnold Schwarzenegger movie and saying this is way fucking smarter than what we got here by someone like Edgar Wright.
Well, the original had such an efficient script. They did it's almost all done visually. There's a, every time something happens, that you see the audience, you see all the people running to bet on it. All the changes are done visually for the most, except for the one time where they interview the older woman who's like, yeah, I'm going to bet on, I'm going to pick him for the next kill. But so it's just very efficient. This one, just from what you're saying, it just seems like it's really, it's so drawn out that you lose yourself, like as you're going, you lose yourself as you're watching it.
I lost my will to live and my sense of reality. This movie is 33 minutes longer than the 1987 movie, and it
makes so much worse when this isn't just a movie that you're seeing randomly. It's an Edgar Wright movie.
Yeah,
it's like, what the hell's going on
with Glenn Powell, like considered a new movie star that might bring people into the movie theaters, right? And it's sounding like to me, without seeing it, it's just sounding like to me, it's a 2025 movie. It's another 2025 slop fest that will come and go, be forgotten. And listen, my expectations for this were RoboCop remake, right, and Total Recall remake. That's where my expectations were.
That was exactly the example I was going to give you. This is like the Total Recall remake. It's got none of the intelligence or the sly kind of
I couldn't watch it
of the Verhoeven movie.
Yeah, I couldn't watch it. I watched the original when I was like 12, which I mean, with the explosion of the eyes of Mars, that wasn't the greatest thing to watch as well.
Has anybody on the panel actually read the Running Man book? I'm just curious because I never have.
The Richard Bachman book, yes.
Yeah.
Many years ago. Yeah.
I mean, I guess I was going to say, is it a slower burn? And maybe it's just a translation that it doesn't work as well if you really.
I'll let you know as soon as I see the movie. But what I remember from the story, I enjoyed it as a story. And but I always had the hot take when I was a kid that I liked the movie better. So I'm just
wondering if that's the case, because sometimes novels are drawn out in a specific way that works for novels, but not for movies. And I'm wondering if because they tried to stay so, faithful to the adaptation, maybe that's what's really making the translation not work.
It's probably one of the problem.
There's a lot of aspects to novels that don't translate well into movies, and you have to understand the difference,
sorry, but Edgar Wright, like picking him he obviously, I think it's pretty safe to say he has a wheelhouse and he can't really leave it. Right. I think we were robbed of his Ant-Man. I think his vision of Ant-Man would have been very cool and really fun.
That was like peak Edgar Wright too, back then. So
that test footage they showed at Cannes before the movie came out was his version. Right. So they took a lot of stuff from it in the movie. And I think it would have been, it's a perfect character for him. And I think we got robbed, and he spent 8 years of his life on that, which is incredible. No, he helped develop the MCU. He and Favreau and RDJ and Joss Whedon were all there early on, like molding it into what it was.
It's a crazy dream team when you think about the year that was happening,
Yeah.
Yeah. But them at the height of their powers, like imagine what they could have accomplished.
Yeah, it sucks. He should just go back to making Cornetta stuff if he can still do that.
Oh, dude! If the problem is he's too mainstream and he's got like barely any control or something, and it's just like, please go back. Please just make smaller scale shit where you have full control. Yeah,
it feels like Dark Hour. It does just from his past work, and even Baby Driver. That looks like a studio noted to death.
Not
from what I've seen.
I like this one as well. This movie isn't just a plain zero. However, the box office returns could be in big trouble. The OG is still number one. Yeah, I don't think this is going to do well at the box office. There was another thing I was going to bring up about this movie, and MauLer, you can probably back me up on this. So I can't remember the character's name, but you know the female lead in the 1980s Running Man.
Yes,
right.
Amber,
very very quickly introduced. So like Ben Richards like makes his escape from prison and stuff. So like within probably the first 20 minutes, she's in the movie, and then she's punted into the game with him, and he comes to like get closer to her throughout the movie, and it's the romantic lead. That character is fine. She works perfectly well in the original movie. Here, she's not introduced even until like the last 30-40 minutes of the film. And she's got absolutely no purpose in the plot. She's got no personality. She's just there, and then she gets chucked out of a plane, and she's gone. She does nothing.
Yeah, it was weird.
I don't know why they put her in it. I don't get what well, his wife is already black. He's got a mixed race kid, so there's plenty of diversity there. They could have done more with the wife.
That's every couple in Hollywood. Then the mixed race kid.
Well, yeah, but like as MauLer was saying before,
get you in trouble. We all know what happens to that kid. Okay,
we're gonna get bad. But yeah, like as MauLer was saying before, we're constantly reminded how much he loves his wife and kid, but like they're never on screen doing anything.
No,
but it's like if you've got them, why not do something with them?
Do you remember
Yeah.
There's like a guy who I forget which part, but he gets into a fight with someone, and he's like, "Do you think you're gonna keep me from my wife and my kid?" And I remember being like, "Dude, I know you don't need to keep like. There's so many different ways the movie keeps reminding you of his motivation. It's like it's very straightforward. I'm not gonna forget it."
Yeah, just a guy who wants to help his kids. I will say as well, like who was that fucking actress?
Oh, you're talking about
from the
one of the runners.
Yeah,
because she was in Quantumania.
The muscly chick, basically.
Oh, the muscly lesbian.
They are trying so fucking hard to make her a thing. She cannot fucking act to save her life,
and she's awful. Wait, stuff. It's the new Freckle Jesus.
Pretty much.
You said Andor. I thought she was in Mandalorian.
Andor season 1. Or is it Mandalorian? It's Mandalorian. It's all blurry.
She was definitely a Mandalorian. Yeah,
Disney Star Wars. Sorry.
Yes.
I think it was Mandalorian season 2, though. I don't think she was in
Mandalorian. That's what she was in.
Is it the one where you have like these female Jedis that say they need no man because they can reproduce?
No, that was Acolyte.
That was Acolyte. Sorry. That was insane. When I heard about that, I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think I can physically cringe as much as I want to.
This one is called Katie O'Brien. That's the actress's name.
She looks like an O'Brien, doesn't she?
She was in the Mission Impossible, the final one as well. The final rank.
The other thing she was in.
She keeps cropping up in just like these. Yeah, she was like one of the diving officers aboard the submarine.
Oh my god, you're right. I completely fucking forgot. Yeah, she's everywhere. What's going on?
Well, she's just like a character actor, and I guess because she's got big muscles, like
she's a big muscly lesbian who like is passes attractive. I don't know.
Well, I mean, they haven't given her much to do. That's great yet.
The one bit where she gets to act in this, she absolutely tears the arse out of it and goes so over the top. It's like, okay, I can see you've got no range here. It's like you don't have to prove it to me. It's fine.
I don't think they did. Like with her and that other guy, not much was done with them. It was just like, hey, here they are, and now they're dead. Like,
well, again, compare that to his two companions in the movie.
Yeah.
I keep going back to this fucking movie, and I'm like, it's actually really good because it does something with them. They're part of the resistance movement, and they help him get like the broadcast signal out and like get them in touch with the rest of the resistance fighters, who then like, go with him to the station to take it over. And it's all moving parts that all have a purpose in the original story. Here, they've got no purpose. They just get killed, and then they're out of the movie. That's it. They play no part in it. It's such a clunky script from fucking
crazy.
Edgar Wright.
Yeah,
the guy who did Hot Fuzz, like one of the tightest scripts you'll ever get.
I don't know,
dude. And like, there's even for the book, there's a really good basis for a story. Even if you want to do like a faithful adaptation, that could be really entertaining and different.
It's faithful right up until the last 5 minutes, and then there's like a save the day kind of moment that just completely rewrites the ending. So get ready for that, Gary. So I just fucked the movie for you, but
Drigger, did you get a sense of like kind of a weird sort of my OC is so awesome and wins in the final scene? Like it felt to me just so arbitrary and random, and then just like, you know, the way it's shot and how Josh Brolin Bailey has. It's so much like to be clear, in the original, it's so much more satisfying when, you know, Arnie gets his win, so to speak.
Yes, exactly. This, like you say, it's arbitrary. I don't know if this was done in post, like they went and reshot it because like the original ending was too bleak or something. But like I would have even tolerated it if he'd died and he was like this symbol then of the resistance.
Sure,
and people then ended up fighting his name. It's kind of hokey and it's pretty depressing as an ending, but like, okay, it's something. Here, like you say, it just feels like, I don't know, we just need to wrap everything up with a neat fucking, you know, in a bow.
In a bow, exactly.
Yeah, and like again, the Arnold Schwarzenegger movie did it so much better. It was more emotionally satisfying. It was nice to see Killian get his payback and, you know, slammed into that fucking you know, machine, like the sort of rocket cycle thing, and then he gets fired through a sign of himself. That's great.
That
was great.
God.
Perfect.
We had it so good.
I want to fuck it. I'm just going to end the stream right now. I'm going to go watch the original Running Man.
Dude, I'd rather, maybe I'll just tell everybody, you know what? F the tickets. We'll stay home and watch the original.
Oh, man. Yeah.
Many such cases.
So, yeah, the big thing to be drawn from this is like the new Running Man fucking sucks. I take no pleasure in saying that. It's it's got some good people behind it, but none of them bringing their A game to this one.
This is an example. There's no, like, if anyone knows anything about me and Drinker's history, we adore the Cornetto trilogy. We are hyper biased in favor of Edgar Wright. This is not
the chat
some kind
has
of like
accused you and me of glazing for Hot Fuzz. No, the chat.
There
one
is
guy.
You can't glaze a movie.
100%. I do.
You can't even overestimate how good that movie is. That's how good it is.
It's so good.
Yeah. What's this? What other Arnie movies can they rip off? Not Commando. Well, they fucked Predator already, so
Terminator 1.
Can you imagine making Commando today? Holy shit!
Oh god.
They've redone Conan, so that one's already.
It would be Charlize Theron in the starring role.
Oh, Last Action Hero.
No. It would be Katie O'Brien because she's got big muscles.
Yeah,
Last Action Hero was so ahead of its time.
Yeah, they got to start going to like the lesser known. Like I completely forgot about End of Days. It just came out in man. It's got a 4K, and I'm like, oh man, I forgot about End of Days. I love that. Arnold versus Satan.
I know the movie. I know the movie, guys. I know the movie. I don't remember the title, but I know you know it. The one where Arnold is a teacher at school.
Kindergarten Cop.
Right,
Oh, yeah.
But now with all the woke teachers and all the identity politics,
that would be.
And you have to do gentle, and they're all gentle parenting, so he can't do anything to any of them.
What we need is like 1980s Arnold somehow transposed into the current day, and he's got to like go undercover like as a teacher in the current year. Like,
goodness gracious, that'd be great.
Dude, Red Heat.
Is everybody a fucking?
You got to do
pussy?
Red Heat.
Yes. Eraser, that's another lesser known Arnold movie.
From Collateral Damage
has its like 25-year anniversary, like next year or something like that.
What is sorry?
Eraser has its like 25-year anniversary.
It's not the best. I think Arnold was a little bit adrift in the mid 90s. Like
he was. We were
quite know.
It was fine.
Wasn't End of Days came after he had his like heart surgery or whatever, and that Hollywood wasn't sure.
I think
they weren't sure if he was bankable at that point. They were like, he might be on his way out.
It's 1999,
Yeah, well, it was to coincide with the millennium and all the angst around that. But yeah, like Arnold, once he had the heart surgery, like he went from like this like big buff action star to like kind of like an old guy very quickly.
Then he became governor.
Yeah, exactly. You know, and when he came back from that to get back into acting again, it's like, okay, he's not the same Arnold that we
know.
You know,
he got a bit too old and the projects were a bit like all over the place, but hey, you know, he had his day.
I don't blame him as well. Like, look, age comes for us all, and I think, man, he had one hell of a career when he was in his prime, but like that's just the way it goes.
Clearly, because his films are getting remade all over the place right now. It's not just remade, it's sequels and shit. You know, we were talking about the other day, just like what's going to happen with Terminator, and it's like without him, you know, what can you do with Terminator?
I found out yesterday that's Skydance owns the right to Terminator, so we are going to get a shitload of those.
They're having that
James
conversation
Cameron,
every day,
right?
Gary. They're just like, how do we make money from it? And without Arnie, they're like, I don't know.
That's
Because
the
they're-
era we're
CGI,
in.
Arnold.
Yeah, they'll deep fake him onto
They'll
someone
deep
else.
well,
fake
they
him,
already
yeah.
did that in Salvation. Remember?
Oh,
I
a bunch
know,
of
but, like-
actors. A bunch of actors have already signed their likenesses off to AI companies. They've already done it,
Yeah.
and they're going to get residuals
Oh,
from
you're
it. And the
right.
big ones are they've already done it. They're just not telling anybody because they know how unpopular that will be.
Yeah.
But they are set up to make money forever.
Yeah,
Think of Humphrey Bogart, whoever runs his estate. They've already gone to him and gotten his. God, I said this years ago because everybody could figure out. I'm not some Nerdstradamus that we're going to have a movie with John Wayne, Arnold Schwarzenegger, Humphrey Bogart, Grace Kelly.
Oh my
You
God.
know,
All
hey,
AI.
man,
in a
I
brand
want
new
to see.
movie.
I want to see fucking
An
John
alien.
Matrix.
Jimmy Cagney.
70. Yeah.
I want to see John Matrix from Commando and John Rambo take on a fucking predator while an alien invasion is happening as well. Like,
They're
And
going to
the
be able to make
Terminator
Star
being
Trek
built in the
movies
background.
with the original cast. Like they're just going to be able to do it with the OG
Yeah.
cast, and it'll look exactly like the show.
I was just thinking
yeah,
about
to,
it.
MauLer, to go to the point you made as well about Salvation, like that was like 15 years ago, and like obviously the CGI
No,
was
yeah,
dog shit back then, but look what it's like now.
I remember not liking it at all when I first saw that because I was like, ew. But I was just thinking, he's been de-aged and deep-faked more in the Terminator franchise than not.
Yeah.
That's true.
I'm starting to forget what Arnold
He's
actually
not even
looks like
dead. Like, he's in the... Just goes to show.
then. Yeah. Was he CGI'd in T3? I feel like they
So-
did a bit of
No,
touching
no,
up
he
on
was
it.
No, I
not.
think it was him old.
I think he was
He
just...
made
They may have
sure-
given him a bit of makeup, but
I feel like they did
some.
something with him because he looked older in real life than he did in that movie.
Uh-huh.
With T3 though, he made sure to get back into as close of shape as he could with T2.
He tried, yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was
I mean,
obviously he was already. he was probably already like pushing 60 at that
T3
point,
is like
though.
your retarded little brother. It's like, oh, you're all right. You're all
You
right.
tried.
Yeah.
The thing
Not
is,
as
I would watch
insulting.
T3 over like fucking
Oh.
Genesis shit or Dark Fate any day of the week.
Easily,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
It's yeah, and it's I don't know. It's
Dude,
only a matter of
Genesis
time until
has,
they
like,
bring it back.
Sometimes you just need to remind
Dynasys.
people. That story is they sent a T-1000 to kill Sarah Connor as a child, and he went back and saved her and adopted her until T1 happens, where she kills the Arnie coming for John. Sorry, her. I'm already confused. It's like, what? Do you remember the trailer? It's just like, oh yeah, it's basically multiversal, all timelines, Arnie's killing each other. You're just like, what are we
And then
doing?
they made
Yeah.
a worse movie.
Yeah,
called
and they
Dark
made an
Fate.
even worse one.
You didn't think they could do it, but wow.
You guys ever heard of a movie called Dead Men Don't Wear Plaid?
No.
I have heard of
No.
it, yes.
It is a Steve Martin movie from the 80s where they weave in like old noir films. So they use footage from older films and piece it in around what he's doing.
Oh,
That's
yeah,
exactly what's coming. Except with AI. Like Carl Reiner film. Yeah, it's actually
They've
really
already
good.
been doing
I like
that
it.
stuff for a while. Kung Pao.
Yeah, but
Enter
this
the
will be
Fist, they
so much-
bought the rights to a Kung Fu
Yeah.
movie and then superimposed a guy into it. So it's already been a thing for a while. It's just now it's going to be more. It's going to be easier to do. now.
Wasn't there
So someone mentioned in chat as well, like Kurt Russell was basically playing John Wayne in Big Trouble in Little China. Well, now you could like CGI actual John Wayne into that.
They've already
movie.
done it. That 1917 footage that they did the AI to, and they put Brad Pitt in the scene where he's coming out of the trench and running.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I could have sworn there was. I don't know if any of you heard about this. It was when Kevin Spacey first like basically crashed his career. It was a movie coming out with him in it, and he was like the main character. But they replaced him with Christopher Plummer like entirely.
Yes.
I don't think
That
anyone
was
saw
Knives
this
Out,
movie,
wasn't
though.
it?
No. It was something else because he was like a main character in it.
Oh, that was Frank Langella. I'm thinking of.
He was replaced in House of Usher
Yes.
almost entirely by Greenwood, Bruce Greenwood,
Bruce Greenwood, yeah.
He did a
who,
really
by
good
the way,
job.
is like
He
the
killed
best
it. He
person in
freaking
that show. He's fucking excellent.
Oh, he's
killed
superb,
it
yeah.
in that show.
I mean, to be fair, like most of the cast do a pretty good job, but yeah,
No, they
he
do.
particularly nails it.
It's just remarkable that he came in like to help Flanagan because they already knew each other pretty well, and he ends up stealing it. As far as I'm concerned, like he's a great character in that show.
I think there's that one end of the spectrum where they do a really good job of integrating the new actor in. Then there's something like Army of the Dead where they take Taro into it, where it's like, fucking abundantly obvious.
The drinker,
completely
nothing
separate.
looks real in that fucking movie.
Yeah.
It's still great though.
I have to keep reminding myself that fucking film even existed.
It's still a great game. It's still a great
so
film.
shit.
I know. It's so bad that it's good though. It's one of those.
What a
I like
trilogy!
this.
The two Rebel Moons and Army of the Dead.
Oh Christ, yeah. Siradan says in Disney's earnings call this morning, Bob said they're bring back Scrubs. Is there any hope that it's good? Airs February 25th, 2026,
No.
apparently.
Didn't they
no,
already try
no.
that once? Didn't they already try to relaunch it once? And it didn't
No, the final season apparently was just done as a favor to keep people working because there was like strikes on or something, and like they had no scripts to work from, and it was dog shit. And I think everyone regretted it, but yeah, I don't want to see these actors come back now. Everyone's fucking old. They're not going to have the same magic they had back in the day. Yeah, it's just going to be sad to watch. So yeah, please.
We're
don't
just
do
going
that.
Dude, Dr.
backwards
Cox
in
is going to be
time.
like fucking 90.
Yeah, I mean, he
watch that.
was not that young even back in the day, and that was like 25 years ago.
Well, and that actor, I forget his name, he pops up in a whole bunch of random stuff, but like him as Dr. Cox was fucking iconic, borderline. Like,
Is it John C. Riley or John C. McGinley?
John
It's
C.
one of the two.
McKinley,
No,
I think.
John-
Yeah,
Yeah.
not Riley.
He was, yeah, different guy. Yeah, he was kind of he was a character actor in movies for a long time. Like I've seen him in a million things, but like that was the role that just like he owned it.
He was fucking hilarious. I remember because I was obviously a lot younger when that came out. I just remember him and the janitor were carrying that show so hard because I didn't really care about Zach Braff that much. But those two ribbing him constantly in that show, I was just like, they're so fucking funny.
Oh,
He's 66, so he's not 90.
I just
Hey,
perfectly
that's the same
blended
thing, Gary.
with the background, by the way. Look at that.
Easy, buddy. Okay.
You do actually, yeah. Don't move your arms at all.
Yeah. I'm like perfectly.
That's a thing. That's a thing,
Connected.
Metatron. Everyone
good.
loves to be the
Okay,
the
now
MauLer
keep that
arm.
going.
It happens all the time. Usually it's Gary.
Oh, that's funny.
That is hilarious.
That is
Let me ask you guys something. We're all big fans of Brie Larson here. She's coming back. She's making a comeback after a few years out in the wilderness. She's going to be voicing. Is it Rosalina?
Rosalina,
in the new Mario Brothers movie, it's a pretty big gig because the original film did well over $1 billion. So
oh yeah, it's a smart role to take for sure.
It is a neat little role, and you don't really have to act in it. It's just your voice that's in it. But not everyone is happy about this turn of events. Turns out Grace Randolph, of all people, the champion of fellow females, said, if anything can tank a new Super Mario Brothers movie, it's Brie Larson. And that is just a brutal statement to make there. She's getting absolutely roasted in the comments as well. I love how some of the top ones here. Grace, I've got to disagree with you on this. Saying Brie will tank it when Chris Pratt had been using his platform to support actual toxic men that have caused harm in our country. I'm disappointed in this post.
When did Pratt ever do that?
Women on women violence, man.
Yeah. This is the audience that you court, and well, this is the prizes that you win, unfortunately. It says, you said the same kind of crap about Margot Robbie too, all under the guise of industry insight. You think of yourself as a facts over feelings type, but you're really just a toxic fangirl cosplaying as an industry know-it-all.
Oh, Jesus.
Whoa.
Just to clarify, okay? I don't hate you, but did you just say it's voice works, you don't really need to act?
Yes.
Gary, you got to be able to back me on this, right?
No. So let me clarify. You don't have to act like in the same way that you have to act when you're on screen, and like bring that.
It's not the same,
level of performance.
sure.
Yeah,
different type.
But
it's probably like, how can I put it? It's a more comfortable, easier gig where you're basically in a sound booth. That's all I'm saying. I'm not taking anything away from voice actors. Don't worry.
It's just that, like, I really hate it when people are brought in for voice roles and they don't give a fuck versus people who are really.
You can
good
tell. You can absolutely tell the people who are professional actors who come in.
They're actually actors. Yeah. They can act.
I am a huge fan of audio dramas. Listen to
an
unhealthy amount, and you can tell the ones who phone it in and the ones who really give a shit on this new Harry Potter book. There's a couple of voices, like the Snape guy kind of phones it in, but Hugh Laurie as Dumbledore is freaking brilliant, like absolutely brilliant.
So
all time.
The example I
I
would
love this as well. MauLer's about to burst a vein.
a little bit. You remember? I think it was
Sorry,
Destiny.
MauLer,
The game where I don't know if it was like a main character deal. Someone in chat will know, but Peter Dinklage, who I think would all agree,
he
really
was playing
good
like
actor.
a robot. He was playing a robot.
Yeah,
helper.
he didn't care. He didn't treat voice acting like acting. Therefore, it results in something that's so bad they replace him. It's like, and they get Nolan North, who, as much as someone might be like, he's in everything. It's like, yeah, because he's really good. Nolan North is, voice
the
acting.
best voice actors physically act in the booth. Have you ever watched if you ever watched the footage of them doing it, they're doing the motions as if they're talking to someone. There's a lot of, and it helps. It elevates what you're doing. While I'm sure everybody who records a video, Gary's mostly on screen when he does it, but like anytime you record a video, I'm sure you're physically moving as you go along.
I've told people it's a form of performance, right? You're trying to get your words out clearly and get the emotion right. There's some thought that goes into it. Beyond, you don't have to. Some people just read the script.
Maybe. I'm sorry, didn't mean to interrupt you. Please.
No, go.
Well, I was just going to say that the example I also want to cite is that like Sideshow Bob in Simpsons is just one of the most fun bonus characters because Kelsey Grammer is so fucking good at voice acting. So he's always a blast to listen to. A lot of different people are really, really good at it. A lot of people phone it in, which. Maybe this is a hyper hot take, but I don't even think it's that bad of a casting because if Brie Larson takes it seriously, she probably will be able to do a good job. She's terrible in Captain Marvel. She's not outright terrible. She's got good performances in other movies.
I would say, yeah, I think that's totally fair. And I don't know, like, I don't think her voice is particularly like distinctive necessarily. I think she'll do fine in the role. Like, for me, it just seemed like a standard bit of industry casting. It's like, yeah, sure, that's an actor who can read lines and put some emotion into it.
And she's a fan. She's like a legit fan of.
She is a fan of the Galaxy, right? Galaxy.
Well, yeah, I remember when she was doing her YouTube channel and they asked her what her favorite game was, and she said, "I like Nintendo."
I like Nintendo.
Sure, okay. But no, I think it makes sense, and it seems like I'm sure she'll do a perfectly fine job.
Well, did you see Grace's follow-up to that tweet? Because she's getting called out and talking about the hate channels, and then she goes down and makes no sense at the end. So she says hate channels are a scourge on entertainment and the industry, but this idea that we therefore can't say anything negative when there's plenty of evidence to back it up is insane. Really?
I just spent all last week defending Elle Fanning in Predator and got a ton of hate for defending Barbie. Will Super Mario 2 be a huge success? Almost certainly. So why the fuck do you care? But Brie Larson has a history of making comments on press tours, etc., that are not helpful and turn off audiences. She was also a big part of reimagining The Marvels, a film which I gave a good review, but that sequel ruined a billion-dollar character. So yeah, you're retarded on many levels there.
Many levels.
You shouldn't have given it a good review because it was a terrible movie. I don't think that was anything to do with Brie Larson. I think she was just a fucking actor in it. I don't think she helped it, for sure. But like with all the comments and statements that she's made, which I totally get, have put people off in the past. Yeah. That was 5 or 6 years ago.
If we're gonna reference and respect history, it's like, okay, so when was the last time she said something like that? And what do we think of what's happened since? It's like that's got to be relevant.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There's very few who have shut up as much as her. I will say that. Usually they double down. She realized it wasn't helping her at all and just stopped.
Yeah, I think everyone deserves a second chance. And Christ, if she's learned her lesson and like, hey, maybe I was young and like all the fame and stuff went to my head and I thought this was current thing and I should support it. And I've learned that probably I was not right in that. Well, okay, fine. Let her do this thing, and I'm sure she'll do perfectly fine in it. Like, and we'll see what she does when it comes to the publicity tour.
Comparing it to the failure of Marvels, you can't, for one, but this is Grace we're talking about, so not the sharpest tool in the shed. The Marvels failed. So she was insinuating that it was Brie Larson who plotted the Marvels and made suggestions. No, that was Kevin Feige. That is a Kevin Feige movie with lots of Kevin Feige notes and practically a Kevin Feige story, who had cast a director and not hired her so she wouldn't have that much input. And every time she did, she even came out and said it. It got knocked down by Kevin Feige and his producers. It was noted to death. She's a horribly cast as Captain Marvel. It was never going to be good. She was the wrong person to fucking do it. in the first place. And the seeds of the destruction of the Marvels were sown with Captain Marvel, which was not a good movie. It was gaslit being between two of the most anticipated superhero films of all time. And
you watch her performance in both of them, and I don't know, man. The conclusion I always get is just like, I don't think she really is taking this seriously at all. She's just kind of just like there. Which
I think I don't think she knew how to play the character. She was given very limited notes and direction in terms of how to play her. Well, like what's her emotional arc, whatever. And she had nothing to work with because, like, as we probably mentioned before, like when she's done something like a small indie drama like Room, or even, you know, she had way more personality in something like Kong Skull Island, which is like a big budget like action adventure thing. She can act when she's like given direction, but like I don't feel like she had anything to work with Captain Marvel. That character is like a complete blank slate.
They had also skipped all the good Ms. Marvel era stuff, and they were using the notes and everything they were basing it on was when she was a complete robotic hyper feminist character, so there wasn't much to work with there. Even for the writer's perspective, they were going off of source material that wasn't even the good source material.
The Kelly Sue DeConnick source material, where they made a feminist Captain Marvel who wasn't feminine. That's the problem.
Yeah, they took away all the femininity from the Ms. Marvel era, where she wore like the leotard and all that. All of that was gone by the time they hit that era.
Yep.
Yeah.
So there was nothing to interpret. Like she was stoic female superhero protagonist.
I feel like she came along at like the worst time as well, because like people were just coming off things like Ghostbusters, of The Last Jedi and stuff, where we were just getting overwhelmed by like these fucking insufferable girl bosses, and then along comes Captain Marvel into a franchise that had done really well, I think, with its female characters up until that point. Like Black Widow was super interesting and likable. You know, you had Wanda. They were doing well with that, and then you brought in this character who was just fucking annoying. And
remember,
all of that just came at the worst time.
Her arc was, you were always awesome. You're actually even more awesome than you even realized. It's like, oh, okay.
As long as you stand up, as long as you keep standing up, you're awesome.
Yeah. The character certainly could have worked in Marvel if they had given it its natural progression. You bring in Marvel first, and then he dies, and she trains under him. But you can't have a male mentor to a female superhero, because Kevin Feige fast forwarded all that so he can have just as many, if not more, female superheroes in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Something he said. This was a conscious decision to break a working house model that they sacrificed Edgar Wright's Ant-Man for, the house model, and they made this new house model that hasn't worked since Endgame at all. And she became the face of it, like it or not.
There was a comment as well in chat saying like, well, Grace Randolph got like 3 million views on this statement on X, so maybe she's not so dumb after all. It's like, well, yeah, but she's getting absolutely roasted for it. And like, I don't know how to describe it. This has had 3 million views when I'm just looking at it here, but it's got 1.3 thousand likes. Ooh. That's all it's got.
Even if you don't want to take that into account, just because somebody saw something doesn't make it. They might not even like sought it out. It just could just pop up in their feed.
Sure, but like
ounces of view.
Generally, like, so the barometer would be like, if you get 3 million views or impressions on a tweet, you should get like tens of thousands of like. So
tens of thousands.
Yeah. Unlimited likes. But yeah, the fact that it's just getting that, it's like, I don't think people are agreeing with you on this one, Grace.
No, well, it's always weird.
Enjoy the $15, Grace.
You can always tell when someone has either purchased, you know, these kind of views, because whether it be on Twitter or YouTube or whatever it may be, you can always tell just based on that. You see 50,000 views and 4 comments, you're like, okay, yeah, clearly this is not, there's something wrong here.
No, absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, she's got quite the reputation, though. I feel like everybody has something to say about Grace Randolph, and it's usually not positive.
But
she has a fan base, you know.
Help me understand, right? What the fuck what do people watch Grace Randolph for? Like, who
All I
watches
can
her?
tell you is why I enjoy watching her, but I only watch her through clips, to be fair. But she has incredibly unique and amusing takes. I just like so many over the course of EFAT we've covered her. She's so funny. She'll just say some wacky shit, and she pisses everyone off too. Everyone. So, like, she's one of those creators where if someone said like, "Oh, I bet you wish she'd stop making videos," I'm like, "Nah, make more, lots more, make all of them, Grace. Keep talking, keep telling everybody what you think."
It was so funny when she was wrestling with her programming when she was talking about Fantastic Four, and it was like back during that time before the movie came out when all the leaks were coming out about the finale, which I'm sure was reshot. But anyway, it was going to be like Sue Storm and the Silver Surfer team up to defeat Galactus, and like the rest of the guys are just like kind of useless. And you could see her wrestling with her NPC programming because it's like, this sounds like a bad bit of storytelling, but I can't criticize feminist propaganda. So how do I approach this? And it was like her brain was just short circuit and she couldn't even form proper words or sentences. And she was just like floundering on screen. And I thought, why did you wait until this moment to start talking about this? Like, formulate your thoughts a little bit before you make the video, Grace.
She doesn't do that.
It's not difficult.
She recently-ish had said about the Sonic 3 movie that Shadow the Hedgehog shouldn't be talking to kids. It's inappropriate.
What?
Because he's a black hedgehog? Like, what was their reason?
She implied it was weirdly, like, predatory that he was talking to. Because I haven't seen the movie, but we covered the clip and it was fucking hilarious. Remember she famously said Starro should have killed more white people?
Oh my god.
It's
clowns.
Watching Grace trying to be insightful. I don't know. It's like watching Chris Stuckman trying to be funny. It doesn't work. Like,
I mean, though, she says shit. You're like, you did not think this through, Grace.
it's very like first thought just comes right out, no filter whatsoever.
Neurons.
Whatever gets there quickly.
Is this true, by the way? I thought Grace was in her 40s. Amazed to find out she's in her early 30s.
Ouch.
I legit thought she was like 45 at least.
The stress of trying to make everything fit into a box to make sense with your narrative will do that to you.
I think she's been Millie Bobby Browned, honestly. If that's the case, like whether it's just how she styles herself or whatever, like I legit thought she was like well into her 40s.
I guess that'll mean she'll age really well because in 20 years from now, she'll look exactly the same.
Yeah.
I wouldn't bet on that.
As a guy who's looked older his whole life, it might translate into that. I haven't aged that much 30 up. So
I think this works with guys who go bald in their 20s or something and then like basically don't age for like the next 25 years. But like I don't know if it's the same with women.
Dude, that's like the case
carry
where,
on getting older.
You know, like Patrick Stewart where he's just infinite and stuff. Stewart. But you check his age, you're like, oh shit, he's actually of an age now where you're running out of time. It's like
finally caught up.
Yeah. Not even being bald early will save you from that.
It's like Steve Martin was mentioned before. Steve Martin's looked 100 since he was like 30.
He went gray really young, didn't he?
Did he die that, or did he? Because
he went gray really young, but I think he would dye it for certain movies.
Well, he dyed it black a couple of times back to his.
I meant black, did he go sort of salt and pepper a bit early and then just dyed it all white or something?
It was very silver early on, and then he just whitened as it went along.
Yeah, I think he went really gray, really young. I guess it just happened, but like there were certain movies back in the 80s, particularly that he would just dye it black or whatever, and like it was really like stark and weird. I guess it's just
you're supposed to be old, Steve.
Yeah. What's this? Patrick Stewart had hair in Dune. No, he didn't. He was bald even in that. I'm pretty sure.
The original Dune, like the old one, of course.
The Lynch one.
Yeah. Keith David. He still looks pretty good for his age, actually.
He was great in Shelby Oaks.
He was, he owned that role. Absolutely.
He said those words.
Yep.
He acted.
What's this one here? I think I understand why Badlands is so praised by the masses. Even so claim Predator fans. It's all Dark Horse Comics fans that think the whole Yautja BS is what Predator is supposed to be. It's basically a comic book movie.
Well, but I just don't understand how even fans of that would be happy with this film. I just don't get it. Like, a lot of people are saying, like, all the hate comes from the OG purists or whatever. I was like, I don't know. I think this movie's shit, whether or not it's even in the franchise.
I honestly think a lot of the people who are praising it have never even seen the original movie, or especially not the second one. And so their understanding of Predator is like much more current. Like they'll have seen like the Shane Black one or Predators or whatever. And then this seems like a masterpiece in comparison.
Well, I said to MauLer a little while, like an hour ago or so, I think because of the existence of the Predator, anything that has come out since has seemed so much of an upgrade that's the situation. I feel like that's still the bottom of the barrel of all Predator movies. Like, you know, this one was digestible for general audiences, and that's really what it was.
Yeah.
Lowered expectations.
Yeah, there you go. That's a great way to put it.
Didn't Trachtenberg even put out like a tweet or something talking about this, saying like, "Oh, Shane Black approached me and said that I ruined the Predator franchise, but you saved it." And MauLer, you were like, "Is that something you were supposed to share with the public?" Like, it feels like if it even happened, which I'm fucking dubious about. Like,
I was gonna say it'd be way funnier if Shane Black was like, "I never said that." What the fuck?
I mean, it's true. Like he did kill it, but you know, you probably wouldn't say that.
I mean, you know, there's truth in Trachtenberg breathing some life into it. It's just how you define life, I suppose. This is not where I want the franchise to go, but a lot of people do. So it's like, okay,
it's
evolving.
It's like Afterlife or something.
Well, the same could be said for the Alien franchise. People are like, oh my god, Romulus, look at that, bringing it back, baby. And it's like, yeah, great, Interquel, thank goodness.
Yeah.
Well, now
do you remember the ship from the first movie? Because a door from it is in this one.
I sure do.
That just so happens to have the name printed on it, just floating around.
The Nostromo door is just floating around with the original xenomorph.
It's funny, like Romulus. When I first watched it, I was just like, this is just a pretty dumb movie. Like they didn't do a good job with this. And like the more I think about it, the more fucking angry I get that movie exists. Like how cynical it is, how much it exploits the alien legacy. I just like it's like this horrible parasite just sucking the lifeblood out of the Alien franchise.
Yeah,
it's like just attach itself to the first Alien movie and just like sucking.
I've always said that awful. Romulus is a greatest hits album played by a cover band. That's exactly what it is.
It's a really shit one that's drunk.
Yeah,
and not a good cover band at that.
Drunk, exactly. It's weird because, like, when you're a fan, and honestly, I am a fan of the original. Really, to make me happy, you don't need to do that much. You just have to hit some spots, which for me is like showing me that the pet. I don't know if you guys noticed that, but there is a pet computer in every Alien. From 1977. I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to that. So you give me that, you give me the xenomorph, and you do a decent story, and I would be happy. Plus the orange lights or green. But it's weird. Yeah, that was really boring. I couldn't go past half of it.
Dude,
did I miss much? Did I miss much of the second part?
Just give me characters for fuck's sake. Do you remember the like retarded guy who just ruined everything?
Fucking, that's not really narrowing it down more.
You've narrowed it down to like 400 people.
Remember the retarded guy? It's like, well, that's every single character in Romulus.
Who am I kidding? Yeah, it's true.
And in Alien Earth.
Oh yeah. They're canonically retarded though, Gary. So it's okay.
Yeah, they're supposed to be, which makes sense.
I mean, we obviously talked about this at the time, but it's like, fuck, man. I miss when characters were adults in movies.
Yeah.
I miss when they looked like adults and they didn't look like fucking 19-year-olds. And I miss when they acted and thought and interacted with each other like adults. Because you just don't get it anymore. Like, look at the characters in Alien Earth that were on that expedition ship. They were a bunch of hapless retards. Like, I wouldn't trust them to run a fucking Tim Hortons. Never mind an expedition in space to recover like the most dangerous organisms in the universe. It's absurd.
sheer damage that Patrick Willems did. This goes back to, I think it was EFAP fucking 3 where we covered the video, but he makes the claim in that video, you can't have a good horror movie without characters being stupid. It doesn't make sense. Like that's how you make them. You need people to be stupid. You need them to make stupid decisions. Otherwise, you're not going to have something happen. It's not going to be an interesting film.
Well, he's a fucking idiot then.
Yes. He's the one that said it's a Space Wizards movie for children. That's that, if you remember, he went fucking berserk when he saw Rise of Skywalker, and everyone posted that picture back to him. It's like, it doesn't matter, bro. It's for kids.
I mean, it's provably untrue as well, because most of the best horror movies that people point to, whether it's action horror or whatever, the characters make smart decisions. Like The Thing, the characters in that generally react smartly to what they're dealing with. Aliens, same situation. Predator, the same situation. Yeah, they make intelligent decisions based on what they know. You can, like that premise that like characters need to be dumb in order for your movie to function. No, that's a result of shit writing.
Yeah, no, and what sucks is when you have people at the top of the industry, the creatives, and then people reviewing it all agreeing, like, we don't need intelligent characters. Nobody watches movies for that. Fuck that. It's like, damn, guys, everyone's just encouraging each other not to work hard when writing. It's great.
I did like this one, The Black Hole. Disney horror space movie for kids. The Black Hole is fucking terrifying. I don't know if any of you guys ever watched it, but damn, like the last 20 minutes of that movie is like a proper like Event Horizon shit.
Surprised they haven't tried to remake that.
Oh no, don't give him ideas.
Give it time. Give it time.
The
other thing I wanted to talk about, I feel like it's all about like beefs between women at the moment, but like it just seems to be what's happening this week. It seems like Ruby Rose is really mad at Sydney Sweeney. So Ruby Rose is best known to you guys as the star of Batwoman, that hugely successful show on the CW.
We miss you, Batwoman.
We do.
Yeah, come on, you can come back. You know, I think she pretty much got crippled as a result of that show because
she had some serious surgery. Because of back injuries. Fucking nuts to get injured on a show like that.
I mean, she only weighs about 50 pounds and she's mostly composed of skin and bones, so I'm not surprised she got injured on it. But anyway, that's by the by. She was talking here about like the failure of Sydney Sweeney's latest movie, Christie, where she plays like a boxer, saying that, she called her a cretin. She said the original Christy Martin script was incredible. It was life-changing. That's fucking calm down, girl. I was attached to play Cherry, she wrote. Everyone had experience with the core material. Most of us were actually gay because, you know, actors can't act.
You can't, you have to be gay.
You have to actually be the thing you're playing. Did you know that Michael Biehn was actually a colonial marine in Aliens?
He came from the future as well in Terminator.
Arnold Schwarzenegger actually became a Terminator. So she said, it's part of why I stayed in acting. Losing roles happens all the time, especially when you're a shit actor. But yeah, for her PR people to talk about it flopping and saying that Sydney Sweeney did it for the people, none of the people want to see someone who hates them parading around pretending to be us. What? You're a cretin and you ruined the film, period. Christie deserved better.
It should be stated again, because Drinker kind of mentioned it, but Ruby Rose is just awful as an actress. She's one of the worst. The only reason we don't talk about that more is because she's not in anything anymore. She's just awful, like hilariously awful. She makes Batwoman really funny. I'm just trying to emphasize, like at her best, she's Gal Gadot, basically.
She was at her best in John Wick, where she didn't get to speak because she was mute.
Yep.
That was perfect for her. Her one saving grace was like she's got quite a striking look about her. You know, she's got like very angular sort of face and she's got all the tattoos and stuff. So she kind of looks interesting, at least. She just can't actually do anything. But yeah, this idea that like, this movie would have been a massive hit if it had someone else in it. No, I don't think this was ever going to be like some box office smash hit. It was Oscar bait. That's what it is. Like, that's why it was released at this time of year. It's an Oscar candidate. It was Sydney Sweeney trying to prove that she can do serious, like more challenging acting roles that aren't about being a sex symbol or whatever. And that's fair enough. Like, I don't think anyone expected it to do big numbers at the box office. So
it is a little weird that they decided to release it to 2,000 theaters. That was a little strange. You would have thought that there would be a more limited release with something like this. And I think that's kind of
I'm sure
where
they would
this
have
is
been
stemming from.
I think it was a combination of like very little competition. So they probably thought, well, if we can get it into more theaters, why not? Because I'm sure they would have been perfectly happy if it turned out to be this big hit, maybe coasting on Sydney Sweeney's popularity at the time. But I don't think they necessarily expected it. And I don't think Sydney Sweeney did.
Biopics generally don't make money because they automatically limit their audience to fans of whatever that's doing. You know, it's you might get a little crossover here and there, but for the most part, people are going to see something that's a biography about a person, are fans of that person, and this is not a very well-known woman in the general audience. So it was never going to do that great.
It's the Smashing Machine, but like with women's boxing. That's like
but nobody's saying the Smashing Machine failed because The Rock is a Nazi already. You know what I mean? It's like the reasonable take on this is that the film was probably never going to be that successful. It just isn't with all the components in play. But no, everyone wants to like spin a crazy story of she's tanking and destroying her own career. It's like, what are you talking? It's just a movie where nobody went to release it. I'm sorry, I don't really want to see it. I'm not particularly interested myself. I hope it's good, you know.
Sure, I mean, there's not a huge amount. Like, I spoke to Chris Gore about this. He said it's pretty good. Like, she gives a good performance in it, and it's fine. But like you say, it's not exactly a headline-grabbing movie, and it's probably not what people would go to a Sydney Sweeney film for. So
15 million budget's not going to help it. Like 5 million budget, maybe, and art house film. That's all it is, and that's all these used to be. What also doesn't help is like there's no other films to draw other viewers in, you know, to theaters. There's no action going on in theaters right now. And that's been, you know, it's been an entropy for a long time, especially this year. But like a movie like that is almost these kind of movies will be dead for theaters very soon.
I think it's always interesting as well when you see this like generational crossover, because I kind of see like Ruby Rose as being like I don't know. It'd be like Jennifer Lawrence getting mad at like Sydney Sweeney. Like they're basically the same person, but just from like 10 years separation. You know what I mean?
Yeah, there is a degree of crossover there because that was the one thing that Ruby Rose was willing to do early in her career. She just like showed up naked and several things and was like, here I am. And she was kind of a champion of that early non-binary, you know, movement. And I think that that's one of the things that pisses her off about Sydney Sweeney is unabashedly feminine. And you know, I take out all this stuff about the eugenics bullshit, all that. Like, that was stupid. Even if that didn't exist, she would hate her for not being alternative. You know,
probably, yeah.
It's a good point, but it's also sorry. It's also because you know, Sydney Sweeney is beautiful, based, and white, and these three things are not accepted by certain types.
Yeah.
So personally, I don't know. That's what whenever I see something like that, someone complaining about Sydney Sweeney, for me, it's an automatic red flag. And then I'm happy to be like, no, cleared. This one was okay. But it's automatic red flag at this point.
I think, I agree. And I think DarkHour is really onto something there where it's like, you're hot, but you're too conventionally hot.
Yeah.
You know, you're just like a straight woman. What, like, you're not like some fucking gender non-conforming blob of humanity, like covered in piercings and tattoos and stuff. So you're not allowed to be popular. I want to be as popular as you are, but I'm not as hot as you, and so I hate you now. That's kind of what it feels like, and it's just I can't shake the feeling that this is like the Grace Randolph thing all over again. It's just like this weird rivalry that they've got going on between each other, whereas you can't just like acknowledge, hey, this person's really attractive and popular, and they're more popular than I am, and that's just the way the world works. Unfortunately,
it's like you'd said. I wish women would support each other, but I guess, you know, it's up to us.
On what planet?
Because, you know, anyone who watches my channel knows I'm a big time feminist, and I want women to uplift each other.
Women on women is always the best. No, but it is weird because no matter what, they'll even turn it around with Sydney Sweeney, because like she unwillingly became this symbol of the right. Like I don't think that wasn't anything she was trying to do. And now they're like, oh well, see, nobody from the right is supporting her, and it's like
she's the female Chris Pratt right now. That's
actually a great way to put it. The female Chris
implementing perceived bias on an actor who's just said nothing and done nothing to deserve it.
It's literally just made a pun about jeans, and then all of a sudden now she's been. And no matter what was going to happen, unless it's a very mainstream, women's sports don't make money as women's sports. They're not going to make money as a movie.
No.
Beach volleyball would make money, I think.
Okay. Well,
maybe.
I mean,
if it's
honestly,
super mainstream.
There's a lot of movies that star women that are short, independent drama.
I see where you're going with this.
Yeah,
drama.
So, they're drama.
I'm all about the story with stuff like that, Gary. So
I like the ones about the delivery man and the plumber.
Is it the pizza guy?
There's so much character. There's great arcs involved.
And we're going to lose all that I was on a walk in Dallas yesterday, and I went by the DoorDash Uber, or the DoorDash drone. And they had this fleet of giant drones for DoorDash now.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah. So no more people for DoorDash.
I'll still be underpaid.
So how do you make a porn out of that? Well, you make it a robot.
I mean, it's a question of how creative do you want to be.
There's a guy out there who's like, challenge accepted. I can make a porn out of anything.
There's probably a women's fiction book about this sort of thing. Like there's everything.
There is.
The drone
are more about my feelings than real men.
The one read by the kind of women who complain about men going to porn, and then they read those books all day.
The Minotaur.
Yeah, it was the one that was referenced a couple of weeks ago. It was fucking Morning Glory at the milking farm.
The Minotaur.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Good God, there's something wrong with women. they need help,
dude. Yeah, what is the biggest thing on Netflix? It's true crime and murders. And what are those all about? Is some woman being brutally murdered, or and they all want to watch it.
I can fix him.
I was listening to someone's, I forget which show, but it was like, how is Netflix? I think it might have been Red Letter Media. Like, how is Netflix still standing after burning so much money on so many projects? And it's like, it's the serial killer stuff, man. They're making shit tons of money on serial killers.
It's cheap and it gets watched a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah. And there's an element of human nature to the whole true crime thing, because people are just morbid curiosity. How does all that stuff come out? But
for me, it's also learning what went wrong, as a preservation thing. That's why you watch a car wreck. I think it's also that trying to understand, okay, what went wrong? Why this serial killer managed to enter the house?
Yeah.
What did they forget?
How does society
so that way
fail,
you know what not to do to get caught.
Exactly.
You don't want to get caught.
You get ones that they exploit say corruption in the justice system, like that Making a Murderer, which it's fascinating to see how people can get framed for things or whatever. So that sort of thing, I kind of get the interest behind it, but there's, as MauLer was pointing out there's a kind of this weird kink component to it where it's I don't know, man. It's taken the whole I like bad boys thing to its most
to an extreme. I like bad minotaurs.
To Gary's
this
point, then it's
boy might take my skin and turn it into a suit, but I'm down for that.
That's a relevant aspect, but I guess what we're kind of getting to is that there's an interest for basically everybody. It may be different reasons, but almost everyone's I'll check that out. I watched the documentary on Netflix for the submersible, that whole thing that happened. It was kind of fascinating.
The Titan sub.
Going over just how much it's the worst story ever. He ignores every single piece of advice. He ignores all the data, and then he just kills himself. It's the most, how the fuck? And it's he's delusional. That's the whole story. He's just absolutely delusional.
And
so learning about it, and just the serial killer stuff. It's you get how did they manage to operate so successfully? What things were happening at the time? The blah blah blah. And then it's how can I spot a serial killer in real life? Is a amusing part of it. But then you have weird people who are maybe into it for different reasons. And if you get a wide enough net, and as Gary said, it is not expensive to make these things. It is people in rooms and with knives and blood effects, and then you're done.
Yeah,
get a good actor like Charlie Hunnam, and then you've got the whole thing.
Interesting stuff. To Tell you what, why don't we see if we can do some super chats? Since we're here, the chat's here, and we've got a bunch of super chat people who have been sending us messages. Why don't we see if we can answer some of them? The first one here is a question from MauLer. I've been writing a script for a video on and off for a while now, but the script keeps getting bigger and with all the things that I feel need to be covered. When do you just say no more and actually start recording and editing? MauLer's answer is probably you don't. You just keep adding more.
Am I not the worst person to ask this
you
question?
are the worst person on this panel to ask that.
I've been talking recently about how close I am to finishing a video that I could just confirm it's 17 hours and 30 minutes. So, fully edited.
So far,
how are you going to render it?
I think you can break 18.
I don't think it's going to get any longer because
I think you're going to have to render that in multiple parts and release it in different parts. That's the. I think
it's coming out in one dark hour,
But it's a
one
TV
big
series.
chunk. But, you know, that's after many redrafts and I keep adding shit and just regrettably being like, oh, but I gotta have that in there. Oh, but I gotta have that in there. So, yeah, I'm the worst person to ask. I have no control over this sort of thing. If I want it in, it goes in. Against all reason, everyone would advise me not to do the way that I do it, but I do it anyway. So it's just like, yeah, ask someone else.
That's fair.
I will cut entire. I don't write, so, but I will cut entire sections out of a video. It's like, it's repetitive.
I do the same thing as I'm recording. Sometimes I'll be saying something. I'm like, this just doesn't flow correctly.
Yep.
I'm like, I want to get to the next line quicker. I'm just like, get rid of this line. It may even have something that's kind of important in there. And I'm just like, it just doesn't fit here. So that's kind of what I do.
Do what Drinker does. He gets the most amount of information and the fewest amount of words. It really is genius what he does.
Pretty good.
It's because I'm fucking lazy and like editing all those like extra 10-15 minutes of footage. Like I can't do it. So
Yeah, I need lessons because I'm the word salad king.
it's difficult because like when you're writing it all out, it's like, okay, like you just want to get your thoughts down, and then it sometimes just takes that extra layer of like, okay, is there a more efficient way I can do this? Like as DarkHour was saying, like sometimes you'll get that sense of like, okay, there's a point to be made in this couple of paragraphs here, but like I'm not nailing it, and there's probably a better way to get to that. And sometimes you just have to delete it and then start again. Like that's just the reality of it. What we do is it involves like redrafts and it involves like a bit of editing. It's just the nature of it, you know.
But eventually you do have to put it out. Like just
it's video. You're a video essayist, so like essays tend to be kind of a little bit repetitive, and then you have to realize that you can trim it back a little bit because you're just saying it, and there's going to be visuals. Yeah.
Well, and if you're making that type of video, you do need to get more detailed and cite where you got, your references from. That's important. That's part of that genre thing.
They look for it. They do.
Yeah.
Blankface here says twice the super chats. Yeah, I apologize for that. That's StreamYard. They have brought in this new feature where if you select the wrong setting, it'll put out 2 live streams at the same time. One in portrait, one in landscape mode. So I'm sorry, I corrected that once I saw it.
I hate how consistent it is that any fucking program, if you say, so they've updated, and all of us are like, oh. Like,
Yep.
Because already, like every couple of weeks, StreamYard will change all the audio settings. So like when you start talking, you either blow someone's eardrums out or you can't be heard by anything. So yeah.
StreamYard, if you're watching, it's a terrible idea. Nobody's going to want to set the same stream twice on their feed. Nobody's going to want that.
Yeah.
It's a horrible idea.
Also says Blankface, film so bad it makes you want to do Running Man. I mean, yeah, pretty much. Gopher Brooks says, was wondering the panel's early predictions on how much Avatar 3 is going to make. I think it's going to make less than Avatar 2.
What did Avatar 2 make? I don't even remember.
$1 trillion.
Is a difficult number for movies.
Barely $2 million.
Fort Knox is what it made.
So Avatar 2, so what's it got here? It made $2.3 billion.
Oh yeah, it's not. I don't think it's going to hit that, but it's probably still going to well exceed $1 billion.
I'm not even going to bother fucking guessing because anything could happen with this fucking movie.
Yeah.
It depends on how it does in China and the foreign market, because that's where it gets most of its money.
It'll probably appeal in China because it doesn't have any pro-Western propaganda in it.
They love their blue aliens.
Yeah. But yeah, like nobody will remember it like a week after it's finished in the cinema. Kevin O'Neill says, in case my super chat got eaten, I'm getting married tomorrow. Thanks for keeping us entertained for our time together and many years to come. Thank you, man. And yeah, congratulations to you.
Congratulations.
Hope the wedding day goes fantastically. Have a good one, man.
Congrats.
RRTNZ says, Chuck Norris isn't afraid of danger. Danger is afraid of Chuck Norris. If he'd been in The Running Man, it would have been 5 minutes long, 4 minutes of which would have been Chuck waiting in ambush. Absolutely. Daval says, Ruby, who played the skinny villain Batwoman, is going after Sydney, our hero, and her glorious assets. Sydney has every advantage. It isn't even fair. Yeah. There's no word of a lie there. It's like Sydney's just hotter than Ruby Rose. Sorry, Ruby. In the genetic lottery, you lost.
I mean, doing a hydrogen bomb versus coughing baby meme, so.
Reno the Turk. MauLer, you missed the other skull in the background with slick back hair. No, it's not Jared Leto, fucking stupid ass. It's the skull of terrifying monster who leaves no ass unscathed, Brendan Gleeson.
Oh my god.
I don't even know what to take from that, but maybe it means
Smile
something.
and nod.
Yeah. It also says, do they know there's a crap load of Predator ships with the awesome tech laying around from like 40 failed Predator hunts? What a stupid ass movie. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess so.
I said this to you, like, how the fuck did the android lady end up tied to a tree? Who tied her there and why?
No one has an answer for that. No one knows. I'm assuming it's something that got cut. I don't know.
Oh.
Right. Well, that's fine. I'm convinced. Yautja, more like Biotcha, am I right? Yeah, pretty much in that movie. Sly Jester says, Drinker, saw your screen tourism video early today. Who would have guessed that a steady camera hand would be amongst Tatiana's many talents? Trust me, it wasn't that steady. And yeah, when I was at Dune Castle where they filmed Game of Thrones, like you basically got like the top of my head and the castle, nothing else. Had to give her a good beating after that one, but don't worry, she learned her lesson.
My God.
Now, I'm trying to do more of this stuff. It's just a fun little thing that I thought up, basically. Like, hey, it's kind of funny to go to all these different locations where they've made movies and show how, you know, a little bit of set dressing turns one place into like 5 different places, you know, with the right settings and the right camera angles and all that stuff. I think it's kind of cool. So it's also a convenient excuse to just travel all over the world and just see a bunch of fun places that I wanted to go to anyway. So, you know, everyone's a winner. The Exorcist says, wanted to say thanks for the shout out last week. It really helped. And thanks to those that subbed, almost doubled my subscribers. I plan to keep it up. Cheers. Nice. I like that. Yeah. Blankface says, do you think Sony Animation would have released Spider-Verse 2 ending in such a cliffhanger if they knew it would take 4 years to release Spider-Verse 3, which you should do a production hell video when that releases as well? I don't know. Like, they must have known it was going to take a long time with that animation style because it is pretty challenging to animate.
They fired everybody.
Yeah, wasn't there like a complete disaster happening over that?
Yeah, they canned everybody or a lot of people. They weren't going fast enough, so they weren't quite ready for that. That follow up was supposed to turn around quick, and it didn't.
Damn, that is brutal.
Yeah, and the ending's bad.
Yeah, I guess I just looked it up. I didn't realize it was coming out in 2027. Holy shit.
Blankface says, Drinker, I noticed you mentioned Niza 2 in your latest video. Does that mean you've given the film a watch? No, it was just like for reference, basically. When I was looking at the biggest movies of the year, that was sitting at like $2 billion. Like, absolutely crushed Hollywood. And it's a Chinese movie.
It's a Chinese movie that was mostly watched by Chinese people.
Yep.
And you have to just totally trust their numbers, bro.
Well, I mean, the thing is,
it's good. I haven't seen it, though. I don't know if it's that good.
Yeah, but I guess the point I was making in the video is like, okay, say you've got Chinese studios producing movies. If they can produce movies that, like, one, obviously, first and foremost, they're going to appeal to their domestic audience, but then also have worldwide appeal, Hollywood is fucking dead. They will crush them.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Combine that with the number 5 movie in the world is Demon Slayer. So 2 of the top 5 are not American.
Almost every year, a Chinese movie is at the top. We generally don't hear about it, but if you look at the top grossing films worldwide,
what China did was they let the US come in, they stole all their technology and they did their own thing. That's what they do. And
when you've got the population, you've got the market, you're going to exploit it, obviously.
And now they're throttling Hollywood. They are. Yep. That's a fact. So they've got their own thing now.
I was going to say as well, like, I fucking loved the video that you put out earlier today.
Oh,
like just going into all of this stuff, because like I tried to cover it as well, but I think you went into way more detail about like the problems that Hollywood have like kind of brought upon themselves. They have made a rod for their own back and they are dying on it.
Yeah, this is all self-inflicted wounds, and they have managed to pivot and actually take advantage of what was death staring him in the face, which was TV. And they're all, well, let's just start making TV shows. And VHS, which they thought it was over for them, they ended up making tons of money. So they were able to adapt and innovate from that, and they broke the whole thing with the internet, with streaming. They jumped into it too fast without fully understanding what it was. And dude, they were planning for this stuff. This part didn't make it in my video. I was working in Hollywood in 2009, 10, and a little bit of 11 at Technicolor, doing metadata stuff, like low level. Yeah. So I was a pre-mastering technician. So I worked on Blu-rays, like pretty much every Paramount, HBO, and Disney Blu-ray that came out in that era. I was final QC on it. And I was the one who helped deliver the master, and a job, by the way, that is easily replaced with AI by now, I'm sure. But I did archiving too. And back then they were preparing for streaming through set-top boxes, but even at our big Technicolor, and I think they did make it eventually, did their own set-top box that was, basically a PlayStation without the games, and it didn't work amazingly. But they knew it was going to be streaming. You wouldn't need that box anymore, and we were talking about it back then, and they were preparing for it, and probably long before I got there. Right? Disney had been working on Disney Plus, I know, as early as 2013. Building up to it and poaching Netflix people. So they were prepared for it, but they didn't understand that when you digitize something, you make it less novel and you make it disposable. It's happened in every art form. It's happened to look at the music industry. That happened. They didn't even look at the music industry and go, man, the same thing could happen to us. Right. They'll never be able to deal with piracy, like, ever. So they're going out there.
Yeah.
With all their streaming services, and streaming as a whole brings in more money than the worldwide box office by orders of magnitude. Problem is, I don't know how profitable it is. It creates a lot of revenue, but I don't know how much profit it's actually creating. And the actors are getting fucked over on residuals because they can hide all the numbers, right? Yeah. And that's what they went on. That's partially why they went on strike. But the fact of the matter is, they're not making a bunch of money. They're bringing in a bunch of money. They're just not making it. And I don't know if it's server space. I don't know what the problem is there, but they brought it on themselves and pissing off half the country. That is the worst thing you could have ever done. That was their biggest mistake in their history, was whether they believe it or not, perception is reality. Go basically telling half the country, F off, our country. And you know what? It goes beyond our country too, which they didn't realize. And that has an effect, and it's opened doors for other countries to come in and make better stuff, which they're doing right now.
Better stuff.
Hence China.
Made more cheaply as well. Blankface says, I'd like to be in a world where streaming television shows having 20 plus episodes and being made yearly is the norm. Not to say that miniseries shouldn't exist, but I can't be the only person who hates watching waiting 2+ years only to receive 8 or 10 episode seasons. No, you're not the only person by far.
Yeah.
We're all getting a bit tired of that shit.
I don't think it's possible to keep up. What you're going to see, probably they're going to figure that part out. They have to stick with streaming, guys. Like they can't go anywhere else. So we're seeing the more interesting stuff happening on streaming, and it's still going to be TV series. They're just going to have to figure out to make things cheaper. What sucks for us nerds is they're going to move away from genre. Right. And we're going to get more, like, Taylor Sheridan can crank out, like, to varying degrees, really good shows, multiple really good shows within a few years. And now they're starting to come out every year. Right. So Landman, it's still shorter. It's still 8 9 episodes, but you're going to get a Landman every year until he leaves because Paramount let him leave. By the way, Landman
Tulsa Kings every year as well. Like, it's pretty easy watch.
Well, it feels like Guy Ritchie's heading there as well, right? If we had Mobland and Gentleman coming back to back.
Yeah.
That seems to be his future.
It can be done.
Well, dude, two Guy Ritchie shows, Mobland and The Gentleman, are freaking great.
Yeah, if you can keep that level of quality going, hopefully you can, then awesome. Power to him. MauLer, you die and find yourself reincarnated in a fictional world. What are your top 3 settings you'd most like to find yourself reborn into? Would you just become a streamer again? Use your meta knowledge to your direct advantage?
I don't know. So I'm probably going to want to try and pick one that's just, I don't know, the nicest, not necessarily utopia, but probably close, right? I just have to think about all the different fictional universe. I ain't going to be picking one of the mean ones.
I think you can make a good name for yourself in Rapture, I would say.
I mean, the funny thing is, it comes to mind. It's like, why the fuck would you want to go there? It's like, oh, it'd be cool.
Yeah, get all the Adam for yourself.
You know, I'm not. It's not like the most perfect world ever, but it'd kind of be fun to go to Middle Earth, right? Just I mean, you know, you could easily get settled in there.
The Shire.
Yeah.
I do have a question about this question, actually. So it's top 3 settings. If something bad happens in one, do you just get transported to the next one? Like, can you kind of experiment with it?
I think the question
you world build.
Yeah.
Well, then
I wouldn't want to go to Westeros. Westeros would suck.
No, fuck that.
Like you say, the Shire is probably a good place to hang out.
I would become
you can absolutely dominate the hobbits as well.
Like you dominate the hobbits. I just imagine that. I just
feel like a god. You're like a god to them.
You sit outside your hobbit hole and you stream some video games live. You know, you go like a board game. You're like, hey everybody, welcome to part 1 of my Let's Play of Monopoly.
Let's move with the elves. I'm an elf supremacist.
Yeah,
and I don't even care.
Yeah.
MauLer, I don't care if your prestige video will be 1,000 hours long. I still want to see you do an unbridled praise of that movie. Yeah, MauLer. Why haven't you done it already?
There's so many things I want to do. I decided stupidly to delay my whole life by fucking more than a year doing this video that's nearly coming out.
Well, and I hope it explodes, mate.
It's better than having a bad marriage.
That is true.
Well, all right, yeah. I got a video out of it.
Trying to lift you up, buddy.
Got dark right there.
Imagine 7 years of your life. Just imagine going to prison. It's even worse.
7 years. I can make like 4 videos.
That was 2 years, but yeah.
On that subject, actually, Gary, when is your video? Sorry, when is your book going to get delivered? Because I've got mine pre-ordered and I can't wait to
I just signed them and we're waiting on a certificate and they're going to start being shipped in the next couple of weeks. So everybody's going to have them before Christmas. Yeah. Thanks, man.
Awesome. Looking forward to it. Yeah. Nate Scott, Leighton, Gary, as always.
Hello.
Brings the whole.
I'm the eternal excuse for every stream, which is great. I am happy to do that.
Space Whiskey, James Gunn's Gunning Man. Pretty much, yeah.
We got some coffee. Some Italian
James
coffee.
Gunn is going to be executive producing a V for Vendetta miniseries.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
That makes me lose faith in humanity.
Did you hear the 2 shows that they announced? So I'm just gonna stay on. Screw it. My other plans. Fuck them. I'm gonna hang out with Drink.
Don't watch Running Man.
No, well, I'm gonna do that later. But
good time.
Thank you.
Okay, fine.
The Jimmy Olsen show.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
I thought that was a joke. There's a Jimmy Olsen show that's gonna feature Gorilla Grodd. So we're getting a Jimmy Olsen show with Gorilla Grodd before we get Flash, before we get Batman, before we get Wonder Woman, and then V for Vendetta. And I'm not the only one who said this on the internet. The most on the nose pick for a show for current year, like ever. For one, it's going to be a boring fucking show. You can make a show out of it. If it's like 4 episodes, maybe, but you're going to be hard pressed being better than that movie.
No, they're not going to be better than the movie.
Yeah.
It's not going to happen.
Yeah. There's so many things you could have done. And you're like V for Vendetta and Superman's pal Jimmy Olsen.
That's insane. Just how am I going to pretend like these are good decisions? Everyone else just like, oh, so hype, Jimmy Olsen show. Yeah, it's like, come on.
Are they trying to fold the V for Vendetta show into the Gunverse?
I
hope they don't do that.
No, I think they do Black Label now, right? But they got rid of Vertigo, and they should do a whole Vertigo thing, but it's current year. So, and what are you going to do? They've already done Preacher. First couple seasons were okay, went to hell. Sandman sucked. Sandman on Netflix sucked, like bad. So V for Vendetta and that Watchmen series that they did was one of the most hateful, worst woke things I've ever seen. Like ever.
I'm with you. I miss the imprints when they actually did those, and you had the feel, the independency feel of
Vertigo was creators. Great. It was brilliant.
Icon was good too on the Marvel side. Icon was good.
I liked Icon, not as much as Vertigo. But yeah, James Gunn, MauLer. These are terrible decisions. These are utterly terrible decisions. Like this thing is done.
Even worse than like his terrible other decisions. It just keeps getting worse.
They're
worse
mounting up, right? So
it's gonna blow up eventually. I'm gonna get our definitive evidence that this was all a huge mistake, which it
was all a huge experiment. That's what they're gonna tell us. This was all just a clever marketing experiment to see if you guys were ready for this, and if you're not, we're just gonna move on. We'll try again in 50 years.
Not too long before Supergirl, and that's going to be a bit of a sobering experience for the Gunn universe.
June, right? That comes out in June.
I can't wait.
Speaking of box office, so after Avatar, I looked this up. The only big movie coming out. So in the next 6 months, we've got Wicked, which will do well here in the States. Zootopia, which will do well here or do well everywhere. But we're talking about movies with people in them. Well, we can't count Avatar either because that's an animated feature. But after that, it's Project Hail Mary is the next like big movie coming out in March. Ooh. So they got 6 months of nothing. Like Avatar will fill a lot of coffers for sure.
March is not a great month for releasing movies either.
No, but I'm really excited for Project Hail Mary. I want it to be good. I like the book. A lot. Thanks, Nerd Cookies, for recommending it. And
I don't know, Gary. It sounds like a Hail Mary to me.
You did the thing.
You earned it, buddy.
Yeah. I saw the release of my favorite movie of all time, 1964, Godzilla, Ghidorah, the three-headed monster. To this day, there is no better clash than that between Godzilla and King Ghidorah.
I mean, Godzilla is a classic.
Good stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, we get Goo next year. Down...
What? Sorry,
Goo. We get Goo. Godzilla -0 +0, whatever the sequel is called.
Godzilla Arithmetic.
It just looked like Goo on the poster. That's what everybody was saying. So
it's a difficult thing to get your head around as well. Like Godzilla -0. So Godzilla, just
basically.
Yeah. Okay.
I'll admit, Drinker, Godzilla -1 made way more sense. You're right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, is it just 0? It just looked like it was, or is it -0?
It's -0. Yeah,
it's -0. Whatever. If same guy's making it, they put in let's say they extend the budget to 20 million. Drinker.
Oh, crazy!
Whoa.
I can't wait for this movie. So that'd be one of my most anticipated movies.
I hope they can keep that level of like a human drama juxtaposed against this big monster movie invasion thing. Because it's not an easy balance to strike. But if they can, great. Like, goddamn, that movie was one of the big surprises of the year.
Yeah. It's good shit.
What's this? Post it now, MauLer will be done by Monday. Yeah, just post your video now, MauLer, even though it's not finished.
I'm not fucking around. It's going to start the premiere at like 1 p.m. British time, and it'll end at around 6:30 a.m. the following day. That's the plan.
It's going to be epic.
How your computer can deal with that is beyond me.
Yeah,
it hates him.
What do you use? What's your software for editing?
Sony Vegas.
Same. 19. So how is that possible? Sony Vegas, I would crash on me.
It does crash, but like my computer's really fucking good, and somehow it is able to. I was shocked that it could render it all in one, and YouTube allows me to upload it all in one. I've done some tests, so.
Holy moly.
That is wild.
That's why nobody's competing with YouTube. No other platform can do that. Like, no.
True.
Yeah. What's this one here? MauLer noticing the implosion of Comicsgate and talking about it for less than a minute has caused EVS, the throat goat, on his sycophants to seethe at the Eldritch Entity and FNT. No Frog comic books were delivered that day.
Well, it's like
I don't know what any of that means.
I was just scrolling the old Twitter feed and I saw like it's just things were exploding all over the place. That's all I mentioned. I've not got much context. I didn't mean to upset anybody if I did.
Yeah. No, that's fair. Israel Holt, hello, Drinker and panel. I have a question for everyone. What would be a good twist for a comedy movie named Racism is Bad?
That racism was good all along.
Yeah, yeah. There's your twist.
It's a massive twist, isn't
I
it?
think it's the only twist you could really
It's
have.
fairly obvious, but yeah, there it is. Yeah,
We were all the racists. Everybody was all the racists.
Yeah.
Got to rewatch The Thing. Loved it. Also saw before I clocked out for work the Jim Carrey Grinch has a 4K steelbox. So make sure you get your chat. And fuck Badlands, it can burn in hell along with Disney.
There's a lot of 4K steel boxes coming out lately, and they're just not anything special about them. It used to be it came with cool stuff. Now it's just literally the box.
It's the
I
box.
cannot imagine getting a steel box of the Grinch as well. Like, why?
I like it, but it's a very bougie thing to have, right? It's good on your shelf, but you're absolutely right, DarkHour. Gone are the wonderful days of special features. Our good friend RMB has worked on many good ones, including the TNG set and Lord of the Rings, which the Lord of the Rings special features are still the greatest of all time, like without a doubt.
Yeah, somebody brought to my attention that one of my all-time favorite movies, Boogie Nights, had a steelbook coming out, and it was like 3 times the price of the regular one. I was like, "What special does it come with?" And he was like, "Absolutely nothing." I was like, "Well, then why would I buy it?"
Movie, yeah,
collectors, I guess, collector's piece.
That's what physical media has become, and hey, it's a good thing to have. Sorry, I don't want to keep this going. I just found out today on the stream earlier, which shows you how dead Doctor Who is. It left HBO in July. There is no streaming service that has HBO. That has Doctor Who,
and no one cared.
And no one cared. No one thought
it's fallen.
Yep.
Damn.
Well, Russell, I hope it was worth it. And Mr. I'm not going to be defined. My legacy is not going to be defined by Doctor Who. Yes, it fucking is, son. You killed it. And that's how you're going to be remembered, you dick. Suggestion to have Rennie Draws on Open Bar. She's awesome. Seen her on Flashcast. Shout out West Texas Beard of Fat.
Shout out West Texas.
All right. Nice. I watched Back to the Future last night. It was 11:12, and God's, it's almost perfect. What's your favorite part? So is this Back to the Future Part 1?
Well, the first one, I guess. Yeah.
Presumably, yeah.
I would assume so, yeah. I think there's two moments. One is the scene where George finally kisses Lorraine, and Marty like comes back to life almost, like how he was about to vanish, and George just gives him this little wave. And I love that moment in it. It's like, yeah, that's the moment where he goes from being just like a nerdy teenager to being like Marty's dad almost, like he's transitioning to being something a bit better. And also the moment when Marty hugs Doc. The moment where it's he's getting ready to like do the big, the clock tower sequence and stuff, and Doc's like, well, I guess that's everything. And Marty just says thanks and hugs him because, like, from his point of view, he doesn't know if he's ever going to see Doc alive again. And I just thought that was a great little moment. Like the emotion that Michael J. Fox brings to that little scene is just perfect. Those are probably my 2 favorite moments in the film. I don't know if you guys have got anything else, but
I love when he first hits the 50s and he's just fish out of water, weaving his way through that world. It's so good.
Dude, I love the 50s. I freaking love the 50s.
Yeah. Well, there was a lot of
period.
The aesthetic of it is beautiful.
It is.
Like it's
even the cars.
Yeah, and Leah Thompson as well. Like
yeah. Well, in the 80s, there was tons of boomer nostalgia going on. 50s, 60s stuff. That was kind of the thing all throughout the 80s, right? And it really fit into that. And this is like the one movie that's transcended that, of like taking a current like trend and making it into an all-time classic.
True.
I got plenty of them these days, Gary.
Was that
my favorite?
We got plenty of them these days.
Yeah. Sure.
I think my favorite scene is when it's just one line, but when he says that I've seen reruns of this, and they're like, it's brand new. I love that whole sequence. It's a great sequence.
Yeah, where he's like, I've seen it on a rerun, and they're like, what's
a rerun?
It's like everything on TV is brand new for them.
Of course.
That's kind of like the fish out of water thing a little bit too.
Oh no, for sure. Yeah, Normal Man says, if someone with gold fingers flips you off, did you get gold fingered? Nah, I see what you did there. I like that. Robert Barassa. Hi all, this one's for MauLer. There's so many questions for you tonight, MauLer. We're just not very interesting, but you are.
Aha.
You might have answered this already. Will there be a part 5 to the TFA series? I've just finished the 4th part again. Very enjoyable when I'm running equipment all day long. 21.5 million views they have. Holy shit. Really? Damn.
Yes, there'll be. I'm going to finish it 100%. Definitely. Yes. I'm sorry it's taken so long. I've just
some point in the next decade it will be done.
I'm not going to fail to make it like a certain Martin man does with his books. All right, it's coming.
Starbucks Meg says, Drinker, regarding your on-location content, you should try Prague, European capital for shooting films and European capital for great beer. I know, I've been to Prague twice, one for a stag do as well, which was superb. Definitely recommend the beer and the strip clubs in Prague. But yeah, the next place I'm going to go to is actually Tallinn in Estonia. That's my next destination, and they filmed a good chunk of Tenet there. So it's definitely not because I just wanted to go there in the first place, and I'm just looking for a reason. But whatever.
Maybe you'll figure out the movie if you go there.
Paris of the East.
I'm sure it'll make sense eventually. 20 years from now, I'll finally figure it out. Derek says, an underrated heroic male character. I'm going to say Jack from Lost. I don't think people would underrate him necessarily, but yeah, he's a good heroic character.
He's got the problem a lot of protagonists in major TV shows have, where secondary characters tend to be a little more interesting. He's surrounded by people who have much more dynamism.
For sure. Yeah. AO Drinker, ultimate question for you. Blonde Blazer or Invisigal? Yeah, I was talking about this earlier. I picked Blonde Blazer because I got to see her nipple when she was getting ready for the big night out. But apart from that, I would happily have picked either of them. It was genuinely a tough choice. But both characters were really interesting, really likable, and I think whichever one you pick, you'll be fine.
A man of culture on your choice.
Yeah. It's quite a funny scene actually, because she's got this ball gown on, and she's put it on wrong a little bit, so you can see kind of the top of her nipple poking out, and you've got the choice, do you want to tell her or not? And I said I didn't tell her, and then she noticed. She's like, why didn't you fucking mention that to me? Well, what can you do?
Not a gentleman, no class.
Yeah. Drinker, I got in trouble for calling Grace Randolph white trash in response to your post. Oh well, hail the 199. She's not really white trash. She's just a strange.
I thought you were about to say she's just trash.
She's just trash. No qualifier needed.
I mean, what do you call it when someone's wealthy and from New York and completely disconnected from reality? A wanker? I don't know.
It's
just
a wanker.
A Karen.
Yeah.
Elitist trash.
Did you see Hassan went to China because he loves it so much and then got promptly arrested?
He's such a retard.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to make a video about him again.
Good.
Absolutely.
What an absolute prick. He's just impressive at this point. Hello, everyone. Happy to see such a fun panel. I must ask something. What drink would Metatron enjoy? A wine as an Italian or something stronger?
Yeah, I mean, it depends if I'm eating. So it kind of depends on that. But generally speaking, yeah, nice Sicilian wine, or maybe something from the north, like a Nebbiolo. We got some nice Nero d'Avola in Sicily. We got really good. My dad really likes it. But it kind of depends. If I'm having pizza, I'm having beer. So it kind of depends on what I'm eating.
Are you a limoncello guy after
I
dinner?
like limoncello. Yeah, limoncello's good.
Too classy for us here.
No, yeah.
I was in the north of Italy just a few weeks ago. So
Really?
I did Venice, Verona, and Milan.
Okay,
I didn't
good.
like Milan
Good three.
actually that much, but Venice is wild, man. It's like you're on a video game level.
Yeah.
Like, the whole place is this gigantic maze.
Yeah,
but
Venice
it's
is
very cool.
one of a kind. That's where I proposed to my wife, by the way, because I'm classy like that.
Nice.
But no, yeah, Venice is fantastic. Milan is nice if you stay like in the center where the Duomo, the church is,
Yes.
the main cathedral. I think that's a nice. That's where we go usually whenever we go back home.
Is that the one?
We-
It's got like a huge shopping mall right next to it, but it's like
Yes.
a really beautiful like neoclassical building.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I was
that's
there.
exactly it. With all the, like they've got all the like the posh shops that and
Yeah.
the restaurants and yeah, the gallery.
Yeah.
So yeah, no, I think Milan is nice, but to me, Rome beats all of them. Rome
Yeah.
is like capital of the world, as far as I'm concerned. The empire, we should bring it back.
I'm fully in favor of that. No, Rome's beautiful, and like
Yeah.
to walk down the street and like you'll see like a modern apartment block on one side and like a Roman aqueduct on the other. That's like 1,000
Absolutely.
years old. It's
That's
like
crazy.
wild,
Absolutely.
man.
Absolutely.
Just be walking around with gladiuses, just everybody.
The American mind cannot comprehend that.
Yeah. Drinker 1964 also gave us Sidney Lumet's The Pawnbroker, the first film that with bare breasts to receive production code approval. Interesting. A significant crack in the production code's foundation. Cheers. We've lost Dark Hour as well. Someone took him out. I'm fully in favor of bare breasts on TV or movies. So yeah, good on them. David Cousins, there he is. Guys, have you ever seen Daft Punk's own movie Interstellar 555? Can you review a masterclass of a movie using music and no words to great effect? Also, what childhood show would you like to see made? For me, Ulysses 31. Okay. So, stuff we'd like to see remade. I want to see Pirates of Darkwater remade because nobody fucking remembers that show. But I loved it in the early 90s. It was pure class, and it had really good production values. And I'd like to see that remade for the modern audience, so everyone would be gay in it. Yeah. Any childhood shows you guys would like to see brought back?
And made by another industry that doesn't exist in this
I was about
reality?
to say, it's like, no.
Imagine it could be brought back but done well.
Thundar, the Barbarian.
There was just so many cartoons from when I was a kid that were made from properties that should not have existed. Like they tried to do a Toxic Avenger cartoon and like all these crazy things. I would love to see them done, but as legit, like almost like that Spawn cartoon where it was like made for adults. I would love to see some of those properties redone.
Stuart Easton says, Drinker, any chance we'll get a run of Dispatch over on the gaming channel? Also, when can we expect a reveal of you joining the cast for season 2? The thing is, right, because I've played it through already, like if I was to play it again, it's like I kind of know where the story's going and like I would know what options to pick or whatever. Like I feel like it wouldn't be like a fun experience if I know where everything's leading. Like games like that, like it was the same with the Telltale games. You kind of have to just play it once and then not think about it too much, because if you play it again, you'll realize, you probably don't have as much control over the story as you thought you did. But no, if people really want me to do it, I can do it. I've got it ready to go on my computer. Season 2 cast, like I think, they had YouTubers and stuff like playing minor roles in season 1. So hey, if they need me to step up, I'm here. And as I've discovered, MauLer, voice acting isn't really acting.
Kill him.
Oh my gosh, that's a declaration of war.
Get him.
Drinker's done some legitimate voice acting, believe it or not. So just saying, he of all of us, he actually probably has the inside track on how to tell us about that.
What have I done?
Didn't you do like audiobooks and stuff?
Oh, I did the one thing. Yeah, that was like 5 years ago or something.
I did voice acting
Oh,
for 2
so-
years, by the
oh,
way.
so long
MauLer did it for
MauLer
a
is by
video game.
Yeah, MauLer is by far the most
Yeah.
What game?
qualified voice actor here.
What game?
Empires of the Undergrowth, if you're interested.
Empires of
okay.
the Undergrowth.
I am interested. Did you have to get into the zone for it? Did it require emotion for it?
It was actually really awkward. I've explained this before. It's a lot of the roles I was doing when I was trying to pursue voice acting were like, they post it, you record a sample, send it, and if they like you, send the whole thing, you get paid. With this one, they were like, no, we want to be in the call with you, which it was Skype, by the way. So just how old that is.
Oh, that's
Oh,
no.
Such a
performance anxiety.
Well, yeah, it was awkward as fuck. Because I'd be reading the lines as I thought that they were like, no, this, and I'd be like, okay, this, and they're like, yeah, can you sound a little bit like more this? It's like, yes, and it's like, okay, now do another 4 takes to make sure we have the correct one. I was just like, holy shit, this is like professional. Like this, I'm actually doing for real.
I wasn't expecting professional. I was just expecting to just show up, do it once, and leave, get paid.
Exactly. But I will say it was probably because this was before my YouTube kicked off, so it was probably helpful with just delivering lines better and
Oh yeah, for sure.
What is there like an alternate reality where you never did YouTube, but like you became like a pro voice actor and like you were
probably not, because it's a nightmare trying to succeed in any kind of voice acting.
Maybe you need connections.
No, it did. I was spamming work. I was doing it all day, every day, and I couldn't get anywhere. There's so many people who are so amazingly talented, and you only need, for every like one good person, they can nail 1,000 roles across like a month. So it's so hard to.
Makes sense.
There was like a controversy not too long ago for people like Nolan North or whoever else who they've absorbed the mass of the market. And it's not that they should, right? Like if they can do the work and they are good at the work, then do the work. But it just means that there's not much room for people to succeed there.
Yeah.
Yeah, because like think about it, like someone just mentioned Frank Welker in the chat. He did so many, like there was cartoons where it was just him just doing every voice. So you don't imagine the amount of savings you can get.
Yep.
You know how you were mentioning earlier on how sometimes you enact, like you move your arms even though people can't see you. And I was thinking maybe some of that is subconscious, because something similar, completely different note, you're the professional, but something similar that happened to me is after returning from Japan, where I lived for a few years, I noticed that I still do it. If I ever speak Japanese on the phone, I bow, even though they can't see me. Yeah, it's an automatic reflex. Literally. So I'll be speaking like this and I do this. And my wife sometimes catches me. She's like, why are you bowing? I'm like, I don't know.
Respect, damn it, respect.
Yeah. I
they can sense it through the phone.
Yeah. There's a lot to be said for that degree of like professionalism and, politeness that they have in their culture.
Oh, yeah.
You could probably do with a lot of it here. I'll do a few more and then just finish up, I guess. Deval says, pitch a Predator movie, and what period of history would you pick? My version would be Predator versus a group of Roman soldiers escorting barbarian captives. That is an interesting one. I always had the idea of like, say, the Americans and the Japanese fighting each other in World War II, like on some remote island somewhere in the Pacific, and they have to like band together to take on a predator that's hunting both groups. I think there's probably like something interesting you could do with that, like the clash of cultures, clash of languages and outlooks, and just like warring factions having to learn to work together to take on this bigger threat. That'd probably be mine. I don't know if you guys have got anything.
I wouldn't mind pushing it to both extremes. So on one end, medieval, and he comes in with really basic gear. Like he's not allowed the plasma caster. He's not even allowed like a cannon of any kind. Maybe he gets the cloak, but like, we're talking blades basically alone. He's got to use a lot of tactics and stealth to move around to make it somewhat more interesting. But then on the other end, sending him to like a hyper advanced sci-fi alien planet with everything, like basically he's going to get dominated if he's not extremely careful. Just push him to the extremes.
Did you see that fan film Predator Dark Ages?
I think I did, yeah.
That was pretty good. That was like medieval crusading knights versus the Predator. And they did pretty good work with that one. I
would just like to see Predator Concrete Jungle made into a movie. I think that's a cool concept of having a failed Predator, failed Yautja, whatever you want to call him. He leaves his tech behind. The people advance their technology and now they're pretty much caught up with him. I like that concept of being, a more even playing field, so to say.
Snix says, is this the real drinker? Blink twice if you're not AI. You too, MauLer.
Oh, wow.
There you go. I'm real.
If anything, me blinking now would prove I am AI. All right. So I never have before.
Just what an AI would do. Yeah. What can I say? It's like
like true AI.
The freaking Wesley Snipes meme. It's like there's only one drinker. There's only ever going to be one drinker. It's just there's always going to be these weird like channels popping up trying to imitate you. It's a weird experience to go through, but it's That's what
They
we have to
say
do.
it's the most sincere form of flattery.
Yeah. A jackass of all trades. Hey guys, I made a video recently about how episodic television is far better than serialized shows. Would love a shout out. Keep up the awesome work. Well, there you go. If you guys are in agreement about that. Serialized TV was more enjoyable than episodic. Or sorry, the other way around. Apologies. Yeah, check out Jackass of All Trades channel because he's made a video about it. Let me just
I like that name, Jackass of All Trades. I like it.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
pretty cool, actually.
Well done.
Yeah. Metatron, have you visited Northumberland?
Northumberland. I don't think
That
so.
is
Where
in
is...
England.
Oh gosh, how north are we talking? If it
Uh,
is in the north, that is.
Interestingly, my knowledge of England is pretty
North.
limited because I'm still struggling with
Google it.
Scotland.
I can Google
Yeah.
it.
So it's
It's
in the
not as far
northeast.
north as you'd expect.
It is pretty far north in England, so it's the northeast. So round about Newcastle way.
Okay, so
is
northeast, no,
Northumberland.
because the further north I've ever been was northwest, meaning like Manchester, Liverpool, that area. Yes, then spent some time in Wales, spent some time in London,
Hey,
and that's it. I wish I had visited Scotland. Actually, I wish.
We have some excellent castles up
Oh,
here.
I know, yeah.
Well, to be fair,
Really?
Wales has got a shit ton of them as well. You guys
Yeah,
love
I've been to
castles
Conwy.
there.
I've been to Conwy.
do you ever wonder sometimes, because you're so familiar with a word that you never think it's weird, but like Liverpool is actually kind of a disgusting name without any
A
context?
pool of
Like,
livers.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like-
I think that's gross. Actually,
Makes you think about where that what inspired that name.
the
Yeah, I don't
scouse.
want to go swimming in that shit.
The scouse.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We should ask Reaper about it actually and take the piss out of
Hmm.
him. I'm sure he'd appreciate it. Yeah, I'm gonna probably finish up right there with that one on that bombshell. But my panel, my guests tonight, you guys have been awesome. So thank you for coming on for this.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks.
The links to everyone's channels are in the description as they always are. If by some freak mischance you're not subscribed to everyone on the open bar tonight, please rectify that because they are all awesome guys and they all produce great stuff. And I want to say thank you to everyone who's joined us for this tonight. And the super chats that we've missed, we will, of course, catch up on all of them. We will never leave a super chat behind. MauLer and I will take care of it. But right now, that's all we got for today. So go away now.
Bye.
Bye.